So UK TikTok is on fire at the moment, and it's not in a good way. In fact, we should probably try and put it out because it's going a bit too far. And there are two prime perpetrators in this, CLA and Elphaba. I've always thought by default that Elphaba was worse, but as you're going to see in this video, well, I think CLA puts up a serious case for being worse.
All this fucking hard work and wasting my accounts! Fuck you!
And both Elphaba and CLA, they have a past, and it's now spilling back over into the present, and honestly, this is so messy. They say history is written by the winners, but I can't see a winner here. I think both of these people might just lose. Neither of them have anything to gain anymore, but they also have nothing to lose, because to be honest, they might be at rock bottom, but I'll let you decide that one for yourself. As we covered in the last video on Elphaba, there's a bit of a TikTok battle going on at the moment. Both CLA and Elphaba are competing in it, and CLA was not happy about her performance in this competition.
You get me to fucking America right now as I'm going. I'm fucking going!
For the uninitiated, the TikTok battle is basically to get as many gifts as possible. And the winner, they get a paid for trip to some TikTok convention in America. And basically, this is like throwing a bit of meat into a cage full of lions. Everybody is just going for each other's throats. There is no holds barred anymore. And the two alphas here are CLA and Elphaba, and they have just gone to new lows in order to get this prize.
Ronnie, thank you. But we don't want roses because roses are useless, darling. We need big boy gifts, darling. So let's be real, sweetheart.
And to cut a long story short, these two have now turned on each other and they are just scrapping it out. Their beef gets so messy, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. First, it's probably important to establish who CLA is, because Elphaba gets all the attention on YouTube. CLA hasn't had many videos, and because of that, you might not actually know who she is. In my opinion, Elphaba and CLA both hate each other because they are like mirrors. They probably both see themselves in the other, and if that was me, I would hate nothing more. But yeah, they both have very similar traits. For example, they both love blaming their audiences for anything that goes wrong in their lives.
I don't give a fuck, sweetheart. I'll be like, to the benefits. I don't have TikTok no more. I've deleted everything. I don't have a job. I don't have nothing. Thanks for fucking up my life.
You see, she blames the viewers, but they are the only people that make her smile. This is another important point about CLA. She just, in general, hates to smile. And anytime her viewers try to, like, buy her some smile gift or something, as you can probably tell, I'm not in sync with the mechanics of TikTok Live. But yeah, anytime someone buys this gift, she is not happy about it.
Claire, don't send me that gift again. Anyone that sends me that smiling face, I'm gonna block you.
As a TikTok Live star, you would presume that she would do anything for gifts, but fundamentally she has drawn the line at smiling. She will give up her income so she doesn't smile and remains miserable. That level of hater I can only aspire to be. That is actually respectable, and luckily for her, this is TikTok Live, so the people watching and gifting will respect your wishes. If someone makes her smile one more time, I'm actually afraid of what might happen. For everybody else's sake, we should probably avoid that. So if you're one of the people like gifting these smiles, well, you might have blood in your hands soon. I mean, this all does sound so absurd to say, but we'll roll with it. This is TikTok Live and nothing is off the cards apparently. And as with anyone like this, I kind of had a suspicion that she was just playing up to the camera, but I found clips on TikTok where she's not even streaming herself, which is rare, but it does happen. And she is still the exact same persona.
Darling! Get her! Chelsea Leon is gonna post her all over social media now.
Yeah, what is the point in having a social media presence if you don't use it to threaten bar staff? I mean, me personally, I know as soon as I hit 3k subs, I am going to go to my local establishment and threaten every single member of staff. So if you want to help create a narcissistic egotist, then drop a sub, they all help. We are a small channel, and just to clarify, I'm not going to go do a CLA. But yeah, her wrath is not limited to bar staff. She is seemingly angry at everyone.
Don't just leave me alone, man! Leave me alone!
So yeah, again, she is seemingly angry at her TikTok live viewers 100% of the time. And I mean, if you exist to kind of be poked fun at, well, it is going to happen really, isn't it? And you would think if it was making you so irate that you would just put the camera down. And the fact that she doesn't, of course, does show that this is an act for money. But obviously, as of anything, there's only so many times you could troll someone in chat by just typing. It's kind of like a fundamental principle of TikTok. Things do escalate over time. And the results of this principle, they're not pretty.
No one has ordered nothing. Leave me alone, because I'm live on TikTok and everyone can hear you. Otherwise, I'll put the camera in your face and come downstairs. Leave me alone!
So I guess at some point her address got leaked, and obviously knowing this, people sent deliveries to her house, and obviously and naturally she was not happy about this, and unfortunately the clueless driver got the brunt of her anger.
What is your problem? I have not ordered no pizza. I'm famous. Don't f***ing bring anything to my house. Fuck off!
Yeah, bro is probably stood there like, what is going on? My man is literally just trying to deliver a pizza. He probably has no idea what TikTok Live even is. I mean, if you yourself have ever worked like a retail or a service industry job, you're gonna know the entitlement of people. And to be honest, I think the line "I'm famous" is about as entitled as it gets. And granted, I would be pissed off too if people were kind of coming to my house, but probably don't take it out on the driver. The guy is just a guy. And to be honest, this does raise an important point. At what point do you take responsibility for this type of stuff happening? To me, if you kick a beehive and a bee stings you, well, it's in its nature to do that. It's also in the nature of TikTok live viewers to do this. If you're live streaming and they have a way to fuck with you, they're gonna do it. It doesn't make it right, of course, but at some point you gotta realise that this is gonna happen unless you turn your phone off. Let me know what you think, comment down below, because it's a bit of a weird issue. But yeah, admittedly, there is more to CLA than just raging at members of the public. Let's look at some of her conversations on TikTok Live, because hopefully we'll be able to see the lighter side of her.
Italian?
Ah, do I sound Italian? Mashallah, alhamdulillah, Habibi. Oh.
Yeah, this is about the level. I mean, I don't think that's Italian, but I'll give you one more chance, you know, I'll roll with it.
Nostrils. Nostrils.
Come on, baby.
Nostrils.
Yeah, this is like genuinely how I reckon the first two cavemen spoke to each other. I mean, it is actually unintelligible. I came here trying to work out if CLA was misunderstood. And now, to be honest, I'm just a little bit more confused.
Why don't you turn the smoother off, you bitch? Turn it off like me, look. No smoother. Yeah, you've probably got the teeth whitener on full blast and the smoother on. I know you're old.
Okay, so maybe the fact that she just unprovoked went for him, that might explain her character a little bit more. I was looking for a bit of light to be shared, and I think it has been there. I mean, to be honest, I'm just so confused as to what provoked that. It did just come out of nowhere. I think the only way left to kind of assess CLA is to like juxtapose her against Elphaba. These two have a massive history, and as I said, it is spilling over now. To bring you up to date, in the recent past, Elphaba went to CLA's house in London. I guess the intention was to make some content, but things very quickly spiraled into a mess.
Oh, Chelsea, are you alright? You're back, this, that, da. Don't even clean up, just messes up the place.
No, that's a lie. I've cleaned up in the kitchen.
Listen, if I know Elphaba, I know she's very hygienic and very clean. And granted, you know, there are countless clips of her house looking like a tip. I mean, there's TikToks of fleas jumping all over her. She has got scabies, which, by the way, I did find out you can get rid of with 1 round of cream. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she just isn't very hygienic. And fair enough, if you're doing it in your own house and not affecting anyone else, fair play. I mean, I wouldn't put it on TikTok, but it is your prerogative. But the problem does emerge when you're doing it in somebody else's house. So on this one, I kind of need to side of CLA.
No, I'm not having it.
I have not shat in your toilet.
You will go to a public toilet and do it. Cross the road.
Do not talk to me like that.
Yeah, this is actually disgusting. Why would you stream this? I mean, I do get why, but why? I understand that these people only want attention and don't care about anything else. But there has got to be a point where you kind of introspect and realise this is probably the worst way to live your life. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This information being public, well, it benefits absolutely zero people. There are not many absolutes in life, but the world would absolutely be a better place if this information was kept off the internet.
I cleaned up in your kitchen. I made you a cup of tea. You were fucked. Oh, okay. Oh, well, but at least it was a kind gesture. Yeah.
I mean, there is something hilarious about trashing someone's house and then saying that making a cup of tea is a kind gesture. But honestly, by this point, I think these two might deserve each other. Anyway, this situation then did take a turn and the outcome is not good.
Yeah, we need to keep watch. What you think? She's getting her bags on.
Yes, we've got to keep filming.
Shepherd's Bush, darling.
I think the morality of kicking someone out of your house at 2:30 in the morning in the middle of London, regardless of the circumstances, is a bit dubious. Yeah, ever since this point, these two have hated each other, and I can understand absolutely why, considering all of the context. But they've each done a number of lives kind of talking about each other, and the anecdotes they give, they just get continuously worse.
You know, like, because that's fair, like, pay for your own food and pay for, you know. So we went to the place. She said she was famous to the bartenders, said she was famous to all the other people, and just shouted roots. Said she was famous everywhere, and people were just looking at her like, we just want to eat our food.
So Elphaba, from everything we know about her, she is a compulsive liar, but the detail of CLA saying that she's famous, well, that 100% makes me think that this story is authentic. Because from the clips we've seen, and from the clips we're about to see, she spouts off that she is famous to about anyone that will listen.
And then I felt embarrassed, I'm not gonna lie to you, I felt really fucking embarrassed, because that's something I wouldn't do. Like, I'm just gonna sit and eat my food, you know what I mean? I wouldn't just, like, say I'm famous like that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, if your actions are making Elphaba embarrassed, somebody who we have established has no shame, well, you might be the problem. Like, stuff like this does make me think that CLA might be worse. Again, I want to know what you think, because I really can't, like, pin it down. But at this point in the video, I feel like CLA, she might actually be worse.
Do you understand what she's done to a lot of you guys? Like, you can say that she's perfect and all, but, like, she treats you like absolute shit. She's gonna self-destruct herself online. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, the irony of Elphaba saying stuff like this is not lost on me. To be honest, I think they might just be the two worst people in the world.
She's dying out. She's got an expiry date now. Like, people are getting bored of watching her. She's repetitive. Like, really repetitive. Like, imagine me, like, 19, she's older than me as well, so she's kind of dying out anyway.
So yeah, she then does say that she's dying out, and I guess she is like double Elphaba's age. I assumed it was a metaphor or something, but it might actually be literal, because in the days following this, CLA appeared in hospital, and this CLA hospital situation is just so unbelievably messy.
Well, I'm waiting because they brought me in. I was at home and you've brought me into hospital, sweetheart, and you've just shoved me in a corner, and I've got chest pains, I've got and you've not called my name. This girl's just come in and you've called her name straight away.
So yeah, she was taken to hospital, she was in A&E, and if you've ever been to A&E, you're gonna know that it's not fun. But she's recording herself, because of course she is, and the fact that she is recording herself very quickly does become a problem.
Because I'll just go home, because I'm in the public eye as well. I'm a famous TikToker, and I was in the comfort of my own home. The dentist have called me an infection in my tooth, which I think has spread.
Are you recording us? So it's actually illegal to record in it?
I'm not recording. I've got the camera on myself, look.
I'm not recording, I'm just recording. I love at the start how she said she was famous, as if that would count for anything. Guys, we have a TikTok star in hospital, can we please get her to the front of the line? There is genuinely an intrinsic problem with TikTok fame, where these people have such self-inflated egos. And I think it is due to the fact that TikTok Live makes the worst type of people famous. But yeah, as soon as one of the workers realised that she was indeed filming, the situation very quickly spiraled.
You can't record down here.
I'm not recording, I'm just live, I'm talking on my thing, I'm working, it's my job, darling. No one's recording you. I'm working on TikTok, I'm a big TikToker, roots. I'm here, I'm gonna go then. Yeah, forget it.
Like, she says that as if it's a privilege for them to be around her. I'm gonna go kind of infers that if she left, it would be a bad thing. I think these people might just be trying to do their jobs. If you're recording people in A&E, that might directly impede that. This is 100% a problem of ego. And I mean, I do feel sorry for her, because clearly she is completely lost in this. But to be honest, I feel more sorry for the staff, because this is a nightmare.
Can I go into a private room or something?
We can try and get you a private room, yeah.
Because I'm in the public eye and everyone films me and this and that. I've got billions of views, millions of followers, TikTok famous. I'm now number 9 in the leaderboard. I'm trying to get to America. I'm an artist. I'm Chelsea Lee Art.
I mean, her marketing is on point, to be fair, but not much else is. And this is exactly where the point that she is worse than Elphaba stems from. This situation is literally a comedy sketch. Like, I could not believe that this was real. Mid-conversation, just going on tangents, kind of like flexing your TikTok views. The person she's talking to 100% doesn't even know what TikTok Live is. To be honest, I'm kind of jealous because I do feel cursed that I know about this side of TikTok. If you're watching this video, you probably feel the same way. But at this point, cursed with this knowledge, all we can really do is press on. Because surely there must be an end to this.
No, you're getting filmed now. Thank you, look at this. What have I done? You know what she said to me? You're filming.
Yeah, if she really did say that to you, then there is no excuse for that at all. If she stated the simple fact that you were filming because you were, well then she should be fired on the spot. I really do try to play devil's advocate in situations like this. Sometimes just for the fun of it, to be honest, but here I have nothing. Like, this situation and her behaviour is irredeemable. And I think she might have even realised this herself because she quickly like teleported to space or something.
Madam,
I'm going.
You can go. We're not.
But then it carried on and she said maybe the stupidest thing she's said so far.
We're asking you not to do it when you're in the department, which I think is.
So if someone comes and attack me, where's the evidence?
You don't need to be on TikTok 24 hours a day.
Darling, for my seat, it's my job. I make money, darling.
I mean, it is genuinely absurd at this point. I don't even know what to say. Just look at this through the lens of if you were in that room. Imagine you were working a shift as a nurse. You're like 10 hours in and you have to deal with this. Ever since I framed it as if I was in the room, because looking at this stuff online, you can become desensitized to it. But imagine you witness something like this in person. You would be absolutely shocked. And I think maybe for the good of absolutely everybody everywhere, TikTok, maybe you should like do something. I'm fine either way, to be honest. It gives me video topics. But give them a slap on the wrist, you know. It might incentivize them to stop this behavior. Because when it spills over and has palpable effects on the public, well, that's when it might have gone a little bit too far.
You know how much money? I make £40,000 a week. I work for TikTok. I'm going to America. I'm an artist, darling, and I'm a millionaire. So, excuse me, I work for TikTok. I'm so famous, I can't even walk the street, darling.
Well, if nothing else, she is humble. I mean, it's a joke, but we know it's a joke at this point. She actually did make a response, and somehow it got worse again. As I said, it's a fundamental rule of TikTokers. It will continue to get worse until it can't get worse anymore. And I think, honestly, we are approaching a point where it can't get worse anymore.
Because you know, and the thing is, yeah, when I was asking them, yeah, so I was sat there, yeah, right? And
yeah, that about sums up the video. There's a lot of words, but there is no coherent point. Basically, she's angry that she couldn't film TikTok lives in a hospital. And I mean, I stand with you, CLA. You should be able to film your TikToks in an A&E department. Somebody in critical condition could be wheeled through, but you know what? Who cares? The world needs to see TikTok lives above all else. I'm obviously joking, but this is genuinely her perspective. And then her response did reach a crescendo. And to be honest, I think this does cement her as worse than Elphaba.
now, no one cares about the NHS. I don't care about the NHS, man. I hope it all goes private, sweetheart. I don't like these people, man.
So CLA's genuine opinion is that the NHS should be privatised. If you don't know what that means, in principle, it's basically putting healthcare behind a paywall. For all the American viewers, in the UK, we do have the privilege of free healthcare. And in the last decade, we have seen like authority try to push this towards privatisation. And CLA, who I'm sure herself has benefited massively from healthcare being free. I'm going to speculate here, but before TikTok, I'm not sure she could have afforded privatised healthcare, but purely on the basis she can't record her TikTok lives in a hospital waiting room. She wants to dismantle the healthcare system to the detriment of millions. I think this might be why democracy truly isn't a meritocracy, because CLA would be willing to shoot half the country in the foot purely on the basis that one nurse said she couldn't film TikTok lives in a waiting room. You kind of just have to laugh, because that's how absurd it really is. And by this point in the video, I think it might be confirmed. I think Elphaba might not be as bad as CLA. But yeah, I would be very interested to hear your thoughts on this. My comment section is teaching me a lot at the moment. Under my last video, a lot of you said you were from America. And I mean, I was shocked to hear that, but I think it might be good news. Hopefully all goes well. You're going to be able to take one of these off our hands, at least for a little bit. I mean, by the time this is uploaded, the TikTok battles might be over. But yeah, regardless of your opinion, if you're going to take one thing away from this video, at least let it be that CLA is absolutely delusional.
I'm in the public eye, yeah? I've got nurses that love me. I've got nurses that don't like me. I'm the famous one, sweetheart. You know me, I don't know you. So just to the fact that you don't like me, don't you have to have a attitude with me, sweetheart.
You are absolutely delusional. But yeah, it's finally getting to the point where the wider UK TikTok community is kind of turning on her.
Hello everybody, I wasn't going to say anything, but I just cannot believe the way Chelsea the Art spoke to them hospital staff.
Well, I don't really expect anything to happen. It would be nice if maybe she was banned for a couple weeks. Give me a bit of a lag period and then I can make another video then. But yeah, man, with that said, I think we've been through enough CLA for today. My brain has absolutely melted after watching all that. To be honest, I might have to go do another Elphaba video to take the edge off. So subscribe for that, you know, leave a like and a comment. I would appreciate it. I am a small channel. But yeah, with that said, I am going to go like bleach my eyes or something. I'll catch you in the next one.
Need to help me! Oh! Not one of you!
Well, if nothing else, at least we know absolutely nothing has changed. So CLA's antics are circulating around TikTok again, and while that is absolutely not out of the ordinary, some of these clips they really are worth watching. And I mean, it's even got to the point where she is threatening to leave TikTok. And if you've watched any of these CLA videos, you're gonna know that she does this on a weekly basis. But you know what? This time is different. I believe the compulsive liar. Either way, we'll get to that a little bit later on, because first I want to look at some of the lore that I found this week, because I found some videos surrounding like CLA and a relationship with her sons, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a little bit mental.
Because I tell you what, sweetheart, this guy was with from 18 till 30 and I had 2 kids. And after that, I've had the sexiest. I've had Hugh Grosvenor.
Yeah, that might not be the flex you want it to be. I mean, to be fair, the guy is rich and it maybe cancels out, but he does look like a prefect. He does look like a prefect. Either way, though, this clip is supposed to be about her baby father. And out of nowhere, she just kind of lists off every man she's shagged in London.
Do not tell me a sister's not hot. I used to boycott a guy from the ends. Yeah, Jeffrey.
That is classic Jeffrey, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I used to boycott this Iranian guy from Kilburn. Boycott.
Every single Iranian in Kilburn has currently got their head in their hands. They did not want this coming out by any means. Speaking of head in hands though, her baby father is definitely going to be one of those people, because she puts him up on screen and just like walks off.
Now that's my baby father. Boycott.
Yeah, he is just definitely sat at home like, for fuck's sake. The knowledge that I had a son with CLA, you could not get that out of me in Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, by the way, I definitely haven't had a son with CLA, so if you even say that, we're done. Either way, though, this was like the catalyst for her opening up about her sons, and as I said, it is very messy.
My son, I think it's from my older son, because I'm trying to get a place at Christmas. My younger son, he's like, oh yeah, mom, I can't wait to spend Christmas with you, and it'll be so nice, you know, for me to cook and all this. And then my older son, even though I'm giving him money or whatever, like, he doesn't talk to me or nothing.
Yeah, so clearly it's a bit of a strained relationship. I've actually seen stuff on kind of YouTube. I couldn't find a video for this video, but there was like a comment from my cousin somewhere saying that she put her children in care. If somebody knows anything more about that, feel free to comment it down below. But yeah, the relationship is probably strained for a reason, and it definitely doesn't help that she goes on TikTok and embarrasses herself daily.
Because he gets me so angry because he's rude. He's like a rude boy. Like, you're pissing on the beach and all that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of oddly specific, but fair enough. Either way though, she like has a better relationship with her younger son, I think. But even this relationship is like heavily strained by TikTok.
But yeah, I can't go out with him because he's like, fuck that, I'm not going out with you, mum. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone's going to be screwing roots. I mean, I was buying underwear with him last time in the men's section in Peter John's, and a fucking Scotchman popped out. The only fucking difference is he didn't have a fucking kilt on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if my mum did what CLA did, I would probably hide from her too. It's obviously a rough situation. I don't want to twist her knife, but she does fully bring it upon herself. I mean, there is even streams where she's like beefing with her son's girlfriend. Granted, her son is like 16. So with that in mind, you can probably guess how old his girlfriend is.
That you have.
Go and brush your teeth, darling. Look at the state of your teeth. I've got better teeth than you. You're 16, darling.
Beefing a 16-year-old on TikTok live chat is probably the most CLA thing you can do. That might actually be an indicator of hitting rock bottom. Like, I don't see how you come back from that one.
Get out of here. I don't want my son anywhere near you. Oh, that's some crusty girl my son's seeing. But he's only 16, isn't it? Does most mums go through this? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, CLA. I think you might be the only mum ever to beef your son's girlfriend on TikTok live chat. I mean, that is so niche that you are definitely the only person that has ever done that. And with that in mind, I mean, it might be an indicator that something along the line has gone wrong. But CLA definitely didn't think this. I mean, she doubled down completely.
Go and wash your panani and brush your teeth. Your teeth look like fucking slabs of cheese, darling.
I mean, everything else aside, speaking to a 16-year-old like this is absolutely mental. And it would be mental in private. Like, if this happened in real life, you would still think this is absolutely mental. But the fact that she streamed it for everybody to see, I'm obviously not shocked by it because it is CLA. But some of those comments, they are just fundamentally so weird.
Do you want fame? Do you want everyone to know who you are? Because they're gonna do. Nostrils. Oh. Yes, darling!
Well, at least with CLA, you know what you're going to get. And that is most of the time, by the way. There was one occasion where her son had absolutely no idea what he was going to get. She, like, called him up drunk, which is bad enough at the best of times. But, of course, she did it on live, so everybody got to listen to this conversation. And honestly, as a son, I can't think of, like, a more mortifying scenario.
But I love you, innit? Like, you make me feel better, man. You're my son. You make my health feel better. Everything affected.
I mean, so far there is nothing egregious. I do find it kind of funny that she doesn't really show emotion. She just says words. Like, she says stuff like roots. I still don't really know what it means. If anybody does know, please tell me. But whenever she's angry or upset, she just says stuff like affected. At least you know what you're getting, I guess. But other than that, it just is weird. Either way, though, she was very affected by this conversation.
Affected. No, it's alright, I'm cool, I'm not G, man. But I love you, innit? I'm just letting my son know that I love him more than anything ever in the world.
Kind of heartfelt, kind of tragic. I mean, I do actually feel sorry for her. Everybody has their struggles, and clearly this is one of hers. But you are doing literally everybody in this situation disservice when you stream it on TikTok. I mean, these things are typically supposed to be dealt with in private, and the cat is kind of out the bag for you, but your son, he's going to take the brunt of this. I mean, if he has friends or, like, knows anybody in real life and they know who his mum is, he is going to get absolutely bullied to the ends of the earth. With that said, maybe don't do this. She didn't get that message though, because she definitely carried on, as you could probably guess.
That you're the best. My son's the best. I'm gonna make you famous. Do you want loads of followers? Everyone's gonna follow you. Do you want me to blow you up on TikTok?
Yes, so if I'm the son in this situation, I'm getting paralysed with fear. I mean, if CLA offered to shout me out with no blood relation, then I am panicking. But this guy knows that if she does this, he will never hear the end of it. He will only ever be known as the crazy girl on TikTok's son. That might just be social suicide. The guy is definitely on the phone just like begging, like, nah, it's alright, mum. Don't worry about it. Nah, it's alright, mum. This is his personal hell, and luckily for him, we all get to watch it.
I just might as well tell them who you are. Fuck it. Just say, look, I'm such and such. Go fuck yourselves. I'm a real G. That's my mum, innit? That's my mum. That's my mum.
Yeah, so you might think I'm like some emotionless freak, but it is impossible to not feel sorry for her here. Like, this pain is completely self-inflicted. She could stop at a moment's notice, but it is tragic, and she might need help. What she definitely doesn't need is any more contact with Evil Queen. If you watch the last video on Evil Queen, which I will link, and you should watch after this video, definitely not biased when I say that, but Evil Queen, she kind of exposed something that CLA told her in private. Something about a genuine criminal conviction for racism. I mean, I'll let you hear it from Evil Queen herself.
Did everybody know already? I don't know whether I've ever exposed this or anybody's ever exposed it. Did you know that CLA has been done for racism before?
I mean, there is no evidence that this is true, but given what's happened recently, you can definitely take it at face value. And I mean, Evil Queen is saying this with a lot of conviction.
It is true. It is true, love. 1,000,000%. I'll stake 10 grand on it, love, right now. I know it's 1,000,000%. 1,000,000% true.
Yeah, I can only believe she's willing to bet nearly half the amount she benefit frauded. But either way, Evil Queen and CLA, they've gone from like the best of friends to like worst enemies. And the son thing is something that Evil Queen would bring up, so clearly it does get to CLA.
She's very affected. Go and free your son. And stop bitching online. That's probably what this money is for. She doesn't like being exposed. Love you, Kim. Thank you so much, babes.
I mean, we talked about it in the Evil Queen video, but that switch every single time she thanks a gifter, it's just so creepy. These people are robots. I mean, they might actually be worse than robots. At least robots are predictable. At any given moment, Evil Queen or CLA could just fly off the handle and bite your face off.
Why can't she just talk normal? Why is it all a blood clot? Me no business. Well, you're not Jamaican. You're from the UK. You're not Jamaican. Me no business. You know.
Yeah, so fair play to Evil Queen for taking the moral high ground on the racism stuff. I think the only lesson here is that they are all as bad as each other. Either way, CLA quickly moved on from this. There was like one more saga this week and it has really spun my head. I've been seeing these videos of her like with a tarantula. I guess CLA didn't want to be the only hairy and venomous thing in her house. I have no idea why I've just said that, but I probably will keep it in. But yeah, she's apparently scared of spiders and somebody sent a spider to her house. And her reaction, well, it's CLA really, isn't it?
Like, this is for the spider. It's like my first pet I've got.
Yeah, she's not acting. This might be a problem.
It's my first pet.
So she's crying out of like happiness maybe? She's saying it's her first pet and I can't tell if she's terrified or like genuinely elated. This is the thing with CLA, you think you've got her down and then she is just completely unpredictable to a whole new level. It's deranged but it is entertaining and luckily it did get more entertaining from this point on.
CLA gets a pet tarantula.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm only joking. This was the high point. This was about as much care as she gave it.
Do you reckon he's going to be able to breathe in the bed?
Nah, I'll probably be fine. Just stick it under your bed. I mean, these things apparently grow to the size of your hand, as she's going to say later. One of these days, it will break out of its prison, and hopefully it turns your phone off or something. Either way, then Modine came round, so she did bring it back out from under her bed.
Hey, listen.
This is my brother.
Wait.
I brushed my teeth. I just woke up. Look,
Yeah, that's a weird flex, CLA, but you know what? Fair enough. Thank you for brushing your teeth. It's what Elphaba couldn't do.
woke up. It's Chelsea.
Hey, listen, cool.
I'm losing weight. Yeah, do I look good?
Yes, you look like you're 20.
20.
Yeah.
Look.
Did she just flash it? I mean, he did stop looking at his phone, to be fair. It might have worked. Although, CLA, if you ever flash anyone again, I will citizen arrest you. That is a crime, and we don't tolerate that stuff on this channel. Again, though, she then did pull out a tarantula, and no, that's not a euphemism.
Look, it's here. It's going to get big like your hand in a year. It's a black and white one. It's going to be this big.
Either way, bro does not care. But from that point on, it went downhill massively, because the thing, it escaped.
I don't know where he's gone, guys.
We'll be real, she probably like flushed it down a toilet while she was drunk or something. Either way, she was completely perplexed. I feel like she's staring into my soul and I'm scared, to be honest. I mean, CLA, I am very sorry for anything I've said or done. Just please don't kill me or flash me. I mean, to be fair, probably just kill me. Either way, at this point, she broke down because it's what CLA kind of does.
I don't know what's happened to him. He must fucking know, man. He's gone, man. He's just... I don't know where he is. He's in the box, but I don't know, man. He's disappeared. How the does he get out the box, man? There's no way that he's escaped.
If only she was making 40 grand on TikTok a week, she could maybe buy another spider. Ironically, though, it turns out maybe she's not earning 40 grand a week. And if she ever was, she's definitely not anymore because she's been abandoned by her gifters. And that is a fate I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy.
To go back on benefits. Because you know what? This app
and everything, and then go back in a mental health hospital, get all my money again. Darling, because as soon as I go back in a mental health hospital, that's it. I'll be able to get out of here. Everything in it. You all.
Yeah, this was the beginning of a spiral, and I'm not really sure what she's even saying, but clearly she's feeling very betrayed that the people that used to give her thousands of pounds for doing nothing, well, they're no longer giving her thousands of pounds for doing nothing.
No, you don't love me. Stop saying you love me, man. You're all a joke. Everyone's left me. Everyone, all my top gifters, everyone, they can all off, darling.
Yeah, I was starting to feel another twinge of sympathy, but her first remark wasn't about family or friends. The first thought that comes into her head is top gifters, and to be fair, these top gifters should probably hang their heads in shame, not because they've abandoned her, purely because they did give her money in the first place. Whoever you are sick, and you've enabled CLA to become what she is now. You've created a monster, and to be honest, I want an apology, and it's not just me, CLA wants one too.
I get bullied on this app 24/7. I've had enough. No amount of money can make me feel better, man. It's bullshit. I'm gonna delete my account. I look manic bipolar. I'm gonna delete it.
This was the end of CLA. She deleted her account and she was never seen again. I mean, that would be a good scenario. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. She ended her live and then went live again 2 minutes later. I mean, we are never going to get rid of CLA, and that might be for the best at this point. I do have fun watching CLA, and if you did too, be sure to leave a like. Feel free to sub as well. You know, we're a small channel. But it's with that I think this video is over. And with that, I'm going to go screech at my camera for weeks on end. I'll catch you in the next one.
Smoking's bad for your health.
So's a fat ass.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Listen, to come up with that on the fly, that is actually unbelievable. Random London geezer, I can only respect you. So, on the joking channel, we do love CLA. She's the gift that keeps on giving, and she will just scrap anybody in her immediate vicinity. She has this beef with just about everything, including her own camera.
What the do you do so bad, Chelsea, on this app? What do you do? What, you make money? What do you do? Tell people you're better than everyone else? Because I am. What, you're spitting facts?
Listen, everything else aside, at least she is very humble. Yeah, man, we've done a couple of videos on CLA. I say a couple, it's been a fair few. But over time, I don't know what it is, but she's just getting angrier and angrier every week. And at this point, it's getting kind of worrying because I think she might be clocking on to people making videos on her.
So, my mate was telling me that other creators have been making videos saying, Chelsea, subs on.
Oh my god, I think I did actually say that word for word in my last CLA video, so it might actually be over. The joking channel might be finished. I always thought it would be Alphabet that came for me, but maybe it will be CLA. Yeah, I really don't think I'm overreacting. She is a very dangerous woman. By the look of her TikTok, she has some very dangerous friends.
Hello, darling. I'm with Tony Adley.
The grip strength on that Tony bloke, that's unbelievable. I do not want to even combat this guy. If he's rolling out for CLA, it's definitely over for me. Can only respect the teeth in the background as well. He might bite my face off. Yeah, if I knew CLA was rolling with people like this, I would have never made these videos.
Tony Adley.
And Co.
And Co.
I know this guy's supposed to be like this geezer. He probably is in a football firm or something, but he does just look like that gay little monkey meme. I cannot take him seriously.
And management.
Oh, darling. Well, I'm looking for the security, sweetheart. I'd never be able to get away from this guy.
And we bumped into this little superstar.
I mean, everything else aside, these people are who I was meant to be. If I didn't have an internet connection as a kid, this would actually be me. A bit of perspective is always nice, but unfortunately, this is as positive as the video gets, because from here on out, CLA just attacks everybody and everything.
Del comes in here, Kate Moss. You can tell them not to film neither when they're posting it on their stories. Roots.
So yeah, we'll just jump straight in. CLA thinks she's on the same level as Adele and Kate Moss. You know, it's a good thing to back yourself, but maybe a bit of humility is on the cards here. The catalyst for this is very underwhelming. She was just recording herself inside, and clearly the people that work there were not happy. I mean, if you've ever worked a retail job or anything in the service industry, you do not want to be recorded. You just want the ground to swallow you up at all times. I hate to break it to you, but that's the reality of working those jobs, I know. And if CLA ever walked into into one of those jobs while I was working, I would have quit. I mean, you could not pay me any amount of money to tolerate that. But yeah, with CLA, it only ever takes one spark, and it descended very quickly from here. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to keep that in, but I feel like my voice really trailed off there at the end.
No one needs to walk around Partridge pretending to be posh, sweetheart. I'm from the ends. No one needs to pretend, darling. I'm a real bitch, sweetheart. You know, walking around, oh, darling, yeah, whatever. A bitch sees eggs, chips and beans.
Right, so far, I'm not going to lie to you, by CLA standards, this isn't very bad yet. She's just on her own complaining, but as CLA does, she's just going to make herself more angry. The descent into madness has begun. It's just a matter of time. And very quickly after this, she was just in prime CLA form.
I don't eat that dusty food anyway, darling. The food's terrible. Yeah, and I will shout and scream. Roots, darling. Booyaka in the place. Nostrils.
Yeah, so at this point, she might just actually be a soundboard. She just kind of repeats those catchphrases over and over without any context. She has got strong branding, I will give her that. To be honest, mate, I might just have to follow that, because if I had some random catchphrases that I just repeat through the video, it probably would be a better video for it. Like and sub, or I am just going to be forced to start spitting catchphrases at random intervals.
Yes, darling. We'll have all the filming. Filming, yes, darling. I'm doing nothing wrong. About filming. Anyone want to talk about filming anymore? I'll wear a camera on my head. I swear, I'm going to wear a camera on my head.
Yeah, I don't think literally anybody wants that. Honestly, I'm just trying to think of this video as a perspective of somebody in that shop or sitting outside having a coffee. Imagine somebody rolling up in full bright pink, just shouting and screaming at everybody. I would genuinely feel like a responsibility to call somebody to help them. Because like at this point, we do know who CLA is and what she does. But despite how much she shouts and screams that she is famous and that everybody knows her, these people must just think she's a crackhead or something. And to be fair, would they be wrong? I'm not even going to dignify that with a response because that would be disgusting. But I'll let you answer that one in your head, and to be fair, I probably know your answer.
These people are too poor for me. I'm too rich for all of these people. They're too broke. And it ain't no joke. Self-made bitch. Oh, let's go, Gemzino. Let's go, sweetheart. We'll have all the cash, darling. I'll have all the diamonds. And I'll have all the money. Yes, darling. And we're getting down the UK leaderboard. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm going to double down on what I just said. If I saw a random person in bright pink doing this in public, I would call somebody. I think it might be my responsibility at that point. Like, to a certain level, I think I might just be desensitized to this. I've watched a lot of people like CLA and Alphaba trying to prep these videos. It has just become my new normal to a degree. But yeah, to view CLA through the perspective of somebody that doesn't know who she is, it just does get so much worse.
How famous are you? I'm the only person in the UK that can do what I'm doing.
Crack? I mean, go to Eddie Town Centre, you will see a lot of people on that. Oh, she means TikTok. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Nobody can do CLA like CLA.
I'm famous in America, darling. Look at the... imagine, I've got the Americans. Roots is blowing up with all their billions of views. Yes, Roots. Famous in Africa, famous in Mexico, famous in Australia, famous in Dubai. Yeah, famous everywhere.
I mean, fair enough. If you are that widespread, then I'll have to take your word for it, but fair enough. It is kind of offset by the fact they're all laughing at you, though. It's really not a flex, though. Just sacrifice your self-respect and you are sorted on that front. CLA's well ahead of the curve on that one, though, and at this point in the video, she did start then attracting attention.
Hello, are you Scottish?
Yes.
Oh, nice to meet you. I've got a load.
Yeah, so this guy doesn't know it yet, but he actually does have the worst job in the world. This TikTok loading thing, by the way, you might think it's the webpage loading. It's actually not. This is his brain in real time trying to work out what he's seeing here. And yeah, I mean, you can probably imagine how the rest of this interaction went.
I'm famous in Scotland.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm Chelsea the Art. What do you want?
Well, you're supposed to have a licence and stuff, as far as I know.
I'm allowed to film in a public places for my own safety. I'm out in public. Everyone knows me. I'm TikTok famous, and it's for my security.
In all my time watching these CLA clips, this is probably the most clarity she's ever spoken with. I can imagine she's probably repeated this about 1,000 times. With the amount of security guards she's been approached by, it's actually no surprise. And this Scottish bloke, he just ain't ready for it.
Yeah. But big up Scotland.
A few people famous, and including that idiot fucking Biden.
Who? Eddie Biden?
That idiot Biden.
Oh yeah, I'm an artist. I paint.
piece of piss at us.
This is just brain rot at this point. He just randomly brings up Biden. This guy might actually be senile himself. I don't know what CLA has to do with Biden. Yeah, these two might actually be made for each other.
She's given me the usual that she's got right to film in public. She's on TikTok and she's well known.
Yeah, Chelsea Leott, you can Google me.
Ah, never mind, he snitched. It's really the ones you least expect. To be fair, I don't blame him, but that's probably broke CLA's heart, let's be real.
I don't care who Grosvenor, who owns it. So what about that? So go and tell him. Roots will have all the Grosvenors. Yes, darling. Hello, Chelsea Leott, I don't care, sweetheart.
Yeah, she's actually broken him. He has gone non-verbal. I mean, I don't blame him. If I went into that situation blind, I would have no idea what to do.
And buy my shopping.
It's just the usual. It's gone in one end and she reckons that she's got every right to film him.
I have, because the police have told me I've got a right to film in a public place, darling. So don't stress me out, and I'm going.
So yeah, he let her go and she walked off. And he doesn't know it yet, but this is like releasing Godzilla into a city, pissing CLA off and then letting her walk off freely. This is dangerous. London might fall, and that is not an exaggeration. CLA is capable of leveling the whole city. But yeah, luckily for us, she did continue the stream.
Shine like a star. Cause you are, shine like a star. Cause you are, you're that special star.
Yeah, so you know when I said that we should probably call someone, I think this might be the time.
Oh, yes you are, shine like a star.
CLA, if you need help, somebody will be there. I don't know if it'll be me, but somebody will be there, maybe. But yeah, man, if the full pink outfit wasn't a cry for help enough, then this definitely is. But it is London, so this is kind of normal. People will just walk past her and maybe give her a glance at best. I genuinely don't know what it is with TikTokers singing in public. We've seen Alphabet do it, and it is like nails on a chalkboard. But to expect anything better, it's probably stupid on my part.
Orders for Leanne. At Alexa's Selmore Ringbay.
Alexa, sign me up to Amazon Music. Why is she saying my name, Leanne? But don't ever call me Leanne, you.
Yeah, so CLA might be the first person to have actual beef with Amazon Alexa. There was genuinely personal hate involved in that, and to be fair, I wouldn't expect anything else from CLA. But yeah, knowing that CLA will get pissed off at just about anything, well, it would probably be a good idea to throw it away at this point.
A free trial now.
Yes, Alexa, please. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Alexa, yes! Start the free package!
Yeah, this frame here is the last known image of CLA before her Amazon Alexa just disassembled her. Some would say it's a terrible tragedy. I'm going to sit on the fence on this one personally. But I mean, all jokes aside, Alexa might actually be a net positive for CLA, because while it is probably going to shock you how little CLA knows about reality, Alexa, it might just be giving her like a long overdue education.
Alexa, is the moon a spaceship?
No. Guy.
Refuses to elaborate, just a straight no. Her reaction is just hilarious, to be fair, and I was kind of agnostic as to whether it was a bit, but somehow, and it might not be hard to believe given everything we know about CLA, she's not joking. As I said, she has some really weird views and opinions about reality, and luckily for us, this does extend to discussions about aliens.
Hey, listen, I definitely believe there's. You know, they made that film, what is it? Iguanas, not iguanas. That's a reptile. Avatar.
That box office hit Iguanas, I mean, it was a great film, to be fair. I mean, I've observed this, and I'm sure you have too, in like every single TikToker that I've ever made a video on. And these people, like, their brains must just be mush. I don't know what it is about TikTok Live, but it must just kill brain cells on another level. Either way, I'm going to go against my better judgment, and hey, I'm going to hear her out here. I mean, CLA can only bestow wisdom upon us at this point.
I believe that exists, and they made that film based on the existence of what they've got. I reckon there is a planet. You know, I reckon that we come from aliens, like part of an alien. There was 8 different aliens, and you know the humans resemble every different alien.
I have no idea what she just said, but do you know what? I believe her. I mean, CLA is probably more qualified than every single scientist in the world. We definitely do come from iguanas, I mean Avatar, and to be fair, I've probably learned all I need to know from CLA. One thing CLA needs to learn herself, though, is what real journalism is, because she's got her story and she's trying to sell it to newspapers, but for some reason she chose The Sun, and it went as bad as you could probably expect.
Hello, Mark speaking.
Oh, hello, Mark. Hi, I'm a famous TikToker, British artist. My name's Chelsea Leon. Basically, I needed to speak to someone because I need to do a big story because we're being, like me, especially, I've been trolled now for 2 years where police keep coming. So, I'm a famous TikToker. I've got billions of views. I've got millions of followers. And I work for TikTok in the comfort of my own house, live streaming.
Humble, as always. I mean, her humbleness is definitely her best trait. Yeah, this clip was uploaded to TikTok in like fast forward mode. And I would just change it back, but I think listening to her in fast forward actually does add to it. You can really just kind of feel how much she does yap. And in some of these clips, she just doesn't stop talking for like a minute at a time.
Basically, the trolls are trolling me and another TikToker to the point of this has been going for 2 years. I don't even have a secure door on my property. They keep coming to my house, saying this, saying that. It's just, and we need to find out who's doing this. This could be one sick individual that's calling up and, like, they say that, I went on holiday. I can't go nowhere. I can't come out of the house. Can't do this, can't do that. They say I've got a firearm. They say I'm dead in the property. They do this. Police are coming out every other day. Fire services, ambulances, like every day.
Listen, in all fairness to CLA, while she doesn't shut up, what is happening to her isn't great. I mean, it is impossible to know the full scale of what she's going through. I wouldn't trust a word out of the mouth of somebody that calls Avatar iguanas, but she's definitely being harassed to a level, and while she does kind of bring it on herself, and I don't know if that is bad to say, it sucks and it's not fair, but like, you have to play the cards you're dealt, and if you got a target on your back, you've got to be at least a little bit pragmatic. But this is CLA, to be fair. I'll let you take a guess as to whether she's going to do that.
You live just off the control. Okay. All right, how many times have the emergency services been to your house?
Probably about over 200.
Over what period of time?
Over 2 years.
200 times in 2 years.
Yeah.
How do you think these people know your address? Have you put it on the internet or something?
Yeah, my address has been leaked, so I can't go nowhere. I can't even go on holiday, like, wherever I go.
I mean, I don't really need to say anything myself. The text on the screen says it all. Maybe, and this is just a guess, maybe stupid actions do have bad consequences. Once CLA learns that fact, her life might get a little bit easier. The cat might be out the bag at this point, though, so I don't really see a resolution, at least on this front.
How has it been leaked, do you know?
I've got millions of fans, darling. I can't walk out my house. My neighbours know who I am. The fucking security, everyone knows who I am. So I don't know, darling. You tell me when you're famous like me, sweetheart. I'm the most biggest UK TikToker in the UK. I make a lot of money. I'm rich as well, so...
Yeah, when she goes off on one, it is literally over. I mean, the guy is just asking questions and she's firing shots. When you're famous like me, then you tell me. I mean, I would just hang up the phone if I was him. I'm not going to lie.
Listen, I'm an icon, yeah. I've got the whole UK copying me. They all scream roots.
Probably a little bit older than you, so.
Well, yeah, on TikTok.
So what do you want us to do about it?
Right, so I want to do a story about it, because it's...
I can indeed confirm that the whole UK does not scream roots. There are maybe 2 or 3 people that scream roots. One of them is CLA. The delusion is on another level, but to be fair to her, this would actually make for a good story. Sadly, it never materialised, and who could tell why? I mean, she was very polite on the phone, and that guy has really done her dirty. Luckily for CLA, though, there are so many phone numbers out there where she can redirect her anger, and luckily for us, that's exactly what she did.
Pass this over for information then. Is there a particular person that you want to report at all?
But I don't want to... Basically, I want to report that someone's being trolled like me. Do you understand that? The fact that we are being harassed. So someone else is going through harassment and stalking. They get letters sent to them. I got a gas mask sent to my house. Do you want to investigate that? Being sent a gas mask.
In the grand scheme of things, I don't know why she's so upset about a gas mask. I mean, people have sent her, like, tarantulas and stuff. We saw that in the last video. Yeah, so far, at least by CLA standards, so good. Like, she hasn't fully switched yet, but believe me, it's coming.
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow afternoon.
Do you have a preferred time?
No, just any time. I don't leave my house, sweetheart. I'm too famous. I can't walk the streets. Do you want to walk streets with me?
This is exactly what she did on the phone to that guy like a minute ago. This must be muscle memory at this point. I mean, the girl on the phone said absolutely nothing. It's really painful behaviour, and the girl on the phone, she's probably on like minimum wage, having to deal with people like this all day. To record her and kind of put her out on the internet for everybody to listen to, it's just not on. And I don't know what it's going to take to humble CLA, but it's going to take something big.
Okay, well, hopefully when officers come and see you tomorrow, we can reach some sort of solution to all of this.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll send you a reference on this shortly.
All right, thank you so much for being professional and kind and helpful. Okay, thank you. Bye, darling.
No worries. Bye-bye.
Okay, so she was nice for like a second and then she immediately undercut it. She has got a real attitude. I mean, she is authentic, if nothing else. Maybe like top 5 worst people to deal with in a customer service job. Maybe globally, but I guess we'll never know. And hopefully you never have to encounter her in the wild. If you do, just run. Like, don't stand up to it. No amount of money is worth that. And the worst thing about all of this is that she just does not have the self-awareness to know that she is the problem.
You know, what gets me is the fact that they just don't understand. They're not educated to understand. The police are thick as fuck. That's why I can't deal with them. They make me scream. They're so thick.
Yeah, once again, a text on the screen just does explain everything perfectly. When you're just rambling and shouting, normally it doesn't have a productive outcome. But this is CLA, so no matter how many words I say, nothing is ever going to get through to her. She'll never change. As I said, she's authentic and we'll give her that. But that is probably about as much as I can give her. But to be fair, I don't need to give her any credit. She gives herself enough credit as it is.
Like, you've got police that are just... Yeah, if I was working for I'd be a lawyer.
Subscribe or I sentence you to having CLA as a lawyer. And let's be real, if that's the case, then you are going straight to jail.
Who ate all the pies? Who ate all the pies? Oh, darling, you ate all the pies.
So the worst two people on TikTok are now back together. This is only the 40th time they pretended to be friends, so maybe this time it will end well. Or maybe not, because I'm not exaggerating when I say that it took them 5 minutes to start insulting people for no reason. They say don't throw stones from glass houses, but in fairness, maybe CLA didn't hear that one. So to cut a long story short, CLA and Evil Queen are currently terrorising London. It inevitably got quite bad when they did start roaming around in public. But to begin with, while they were still inside, it was kind of calm, although this calmness was underpinned by a sense of impending dread.
Oh, darling.
Hello, my dear.
I'm here with my queen. A roots, darling.
We'll have all the reunions. You all better watch out because now we're together. You won't be able to do nothing.
So these two, they are NPCs. They are almost definitely not real people. To use a topical analogy, they are about as fake as Evil Queen's teeth. And to be honest, I don't think anybody is going to dispute that. They've spent maybe the last year just incessantly insulting each other. And luckily for them, and for us to be fair, it's all on TikTok. There's a thing called a digital footprint, and they're maybe about to find out what this is. But even despite that, they definitely tried to seem as artificially positive as possible.
We'll have all the presents from EQ. Hair, isn't it cute? Oh, absolutely, darling. A bitch is a fashion icon. Oh.
You know what? Everything else aside, it is actually quite good to see CLA in a positive mood. We know the alternative. I mean, we have covered it on this channel extensively. Normally, she could be described as the angriest person in the UK. She would fight maybe anyone or anything. So on one hand, this might be good, but on the other hand, it is just so unnerving. It's unnerving because we know it's fake, and this can only last for so long.
I just want to say thank you all for supporting me in my decision to relocate with EQ. Absolute nostrils. We'll have all the hair.
Now, in fairness to CLA, her nostrils will have all the hair. She did say she plans to relocate with EQ. Don't get your hopes up though. I think this might just be the grammar of CLA. You might be looking for the word reunite, although to be fair, if EQ was staring at me from behind a camera, I'd probably get some words wrong too, you know. It does come with the implication that she could switch at any moment. Drop a like or EQ is going to switch on you. But either way, these two did have a sit down and they did try to justify everything that's happened.
Why are you back together? Because we're like magnets. We just come back together.
Now, I think we might have heard this one before. Remember when she was friends with Elphaba again for 2 weeks? Well, this is maybe the same thing she said then. And it worked because people were naive enough to think that these are genuine people, but they're not. And by this point in the video, I hope you know that already. But they really tried to hammer this home, and I'm not going to say they succeeded, but they definitely tried.
We had 8 months apart. It's been awful, hasn't it? And now we're back together, so yes. Are you using care? Well, I've got nothing to use it for. Look, because we're both successful.
I've got the spoon.
Give that back to Elphaba. She needs it for recreational purposes. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. This clip is so weird. CLA just seems completely out of it. And I mean, that might be a good thing. It's kind of like when you tranquilize a lion. It kind of just stumbles about, but at least it can't attack you. Evil Queen, on the other hand, she just seems so cold and calculated. Nothing out of the normal, but it is a little bit creepy. To be honest, I don't know why they're trying to rationalize it. We all know you hate each other. I'd actually kind of prefer it if they just owned it. You know, get your gifts while you're together and then go back to personal attacks at the end of the week. Again, though, they did just keep trying to rationalize it, and to be honest, it kind of comes across as desperate.
We mutually benefit from being live together, but we're friends, you know what I mean? And we were friends from the
Hello,
beginning.
America, to everyone in the USA. Me and Evil Queen, we're coming soon. Modine, know what time it is.
Yeah, I don't even know if she knows where she is. CLA is so out of it that she thinks that's Modine sat next to her. To be honest, that might might be the only explanation as to why they're so amicable. Because put these two in a room 2 months ago and they are going for each other.
What would I be able to use it for? Because we've both got the same clout, we both get gifted, we both famous, you know what I mean? So I was sitting on 7,000 to 10,000 views the last 2 days, you know what I mean? So nobody's using anybody.
Humble as ever. I mean, it is kind of a running theme at this point that these two cannot go more than 5 minutes without flexing. There's not much to flex, to be perfectly honest, but they will try. Honestly, it kind of just has the opposite effect. It just does come across so desperate. Either way, CLA was desperate for something else. She just wanted to skive off like straight away. CLA was not happy, and when you watch this clip, you can just see her resentment boiling under her skin.
I can't believe I've been on a flight today.
Do you want to sit here?
No, I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
Do you want to take over and I could just chill out?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
Because I'm gonna light another drink now.
And I can relax.
That was maybe the shortest honeymoon period of all time, but you know what? Given the circumstances, we will take it. Moving on though, the next day, somehow, it did get worse. To be upfront, they had a few ideas and they were all terrible. Well, they started off inside CLA's house again. They were getting ready to roam.
They're all like, CLA! CLA looks great.
I slept so well. I'm losing weight though, aren't I?
Yeah, oh my god, she goes in here now, like that.
So CLA's body is collapsing in on itself. That probably isn't healthy. In fairness, it might just be because her soul is a black hole. I didn't mean to rhyme there, and I am considering deleting it because it did sound a little bit corny. You know what? It kind of works out, and by the looks of it, so does CLA. Either way, those were maybe the only pleasantries exchanged, because immediately after this, EQ got straight into the clout chasing.
Alpha's talking about me apparently. Yeah, we love Alpha. Yeah, let's see what she's saying. We're gonna link up with Alpha, aren't we?
Okay, so I think I'm speaking on behalf of every single person in the nation when I say this. Do not let this happen. I don't think our infrastructure is ready for these three to be in the same place. The pure desperation that would emanate from these three meeting up in person. It's enough to level cities. To be honest, I think we need to avoid this as a priority. But these three were adamant, and to be fair, there were gifts to be had.
Hello, everyone.
Me and CLA are gonna link up with Alpha.
What's going on with the trousers?
I've got 5,300. Alpha's got 800.
Well, she's digging for gold. Unfortunately, she's not going to find that if she collabs with Elphaba. In fairness, and I'll throw this one out there, maybe the mention of Elphaba just makes you want to put something up your nose. If you don't get that one, it is probably for the best. And with that in mind, we are going to move on. Because this is where it turns. This is where it gets bad. These two went out to a bar, and it is probably everything you expected it to be, and maybe a little bit worse.
Can you put some more in mine? I don't want no more ice. Can you put more orange in mine and with the fresh orange? Huh? Did you make? Yeah, I want mine made with champagne, not Prosecco. I can't drink Prosecco.
She orders drinks like I would order school dinners when I was about 10. CLA is obviously a very interesting individual, but so far, no harm done. Unfortunately, though, this was the high point. From this point on, it descended very quickly.
Darling, can you take this off the bar, please? I need this as a sales space tonight, by the way.
All right, well, I'm here drinking, aren't I?
I know, but obviously you're going to allow other people so they can come together.
Oh, yeah. We're
so
together.
If you can take the phones off the bar, I'd really appreciate it.
Oh, let's leave. You can piss off. Bye now.
That is maybe the most needlessly aggressive reaction of all time. It's Evil Queen, so we should expect it, but even CLA's a little bit like, why? If you didn't catch what was said, basically, these two have their tripod set up on the bar. To ask them to take it off is not an unreasonable request, but these two clearly are so deep down the TikTok rabbit hole that this is an offense to them. But you know what? If I know Evil Queen and CLA, I know that they're going to leave gracefully, and that will be the end of that. Or maybe I'm being sarcastic. You're about to find out.
Bye, guys.
Roots, darling! Nostrils!
This actually hurts my soul, and I'm sure if you're watching this, it hurts your soul too. The lack of self-awareness is just astounding, and all I can really give her is she is braver than me. It's just the way the bar goes completely silent. Everybody in the background is just staring. In about a minute, you're going to see that this somehow got so much worse. But for now, they just walked out, and they made sure to embarrass themselves in front of every single person on the way.
More views than Mercedes, CLA. Chelsea Leon in the place. They're so rude about move the camera off the bar. What's the problem?
I mean, again, the lack of self-awareness and the self-centeredness doesn't even need to be elaborated on. To think that because you have a TikTok account, you can just take over the bar for no reason. I think it might need to be studied how much of an impact TikTok is having on people's brains. And these two, they're not even children, like they are middle-aged women. There is absolutely no excuse. You know better, you just choose not to act it. Most of all, though, it is just embarrassing. Have some self-respect at the end of the day. But of course, they don't know what that means. They just continue to kind of linger outside and make themselves feel better.
Absolute yuppies. Affected. They're so stuck up. You know, that's what it is. They look down at me. Don't you think?
Then they're working behind the bar, love. They're on minimum wage, love. Think about it like that.
That is maybe the only excuse they ever have. We have more money, we are better. We'll come back to you when it does dry up eventually, but for now, surely this can't get any worse. Well, don't worry, my friend, it can. In fact, this is maybe the most mortifying part of the video.
My bags. Yeah, no, I need to get my bags.
She left the bags for good.
Imagine pulling that and then having to go back for your bag. I would probably just let my bag go. There is no amount of money that would make me walk back in there. Now, it's bad enough to hear about this, but we actually get to experience it from CLA's perspective in real time. The walk of shame is a terrifying prospect. Let's see how CLA deals with it.
I thought you was a bit rude, like, to come and say move to work, because we're live streaming, it's my job. I'm Chelsea Lior. I picked you up about the food, said your food was amazing. I came here for dinner because it's a great place.
People can get a drink on a Friday night.
Yeah, but they're all pissheads, and I've come to eat in your restaurant the food. I've not come here to stand there. I'm in the public eye. I'm too famous.
You know what? If you just keep spewing words and don't let anybody else get a word in, well, then they can't say anything, can they? So maybe this was the only approach possible. She also obviously had to top off the conversation with a little bit of a brag. At this point, this is just a certainty when it comes to CLA. There's not really much more to be said. But even on the way out again, even after that humbling, she still continued to just attack anybody in view.
My God, they don't even move out the way. You know, they're so rude. Yeah, hi.
I'd say have a day off, but by this point, we all know that is never going to happen. What will happen, though, is these two will go further into London and they will continue to be public enemies. They actually did a vlog and presumably they edited out every single instance of them insulting or assaulting someone. That's maybe a nice change, but CLA did continue to just be one of those NPC streamers in real life.
Liar.
Cheese and pickle, baby.
Cheese and pickle basic. Oh, darling.
Take a bite, take a bite.
Take a bite. Yum.
Nostrils.
Nostrils. Oh.
Can we get her help? Because I feel like we might have a responsibility to get her help at this point. Though, to be fair, given what she does next, she maybe doesn't deserve it. At some point, she did stop for an interview, and it is maybe the biggest premonition of what is to come.
No, I just don't get on buses because they make me itch, and certain people can make me itch. You know, like, honest to God, like, affected, sweetheart. So now I just stay away from everyone as much as possible.
Okay. So you hate buses and you hate people on buses. Surely this statement is not going to manifest into reality. I mean, who am I kidding? You did see it at the start of the video, but it doesn't get any better.
Who ate all the pies? Who ate all the pies? Oh, darling, you ate all the pies.
To be honest, this is the lowest of the low. Insulting people minding their own business for no reason. If you do this, you are pathetic, and to be honest, you are probably projecting. And they say that karma thing's real. I don't know personally, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it might be, because I've just seen a clip of CLA's sister circulating, and it's not great for her.
There's a lot of things I've got in my life, there's a lot of things that she hasn't got in hers. So, I don't know.
I mean, side note, it sounds like she has a pig in a gaff.
I don't know.
There's absolutely no relevance to what is being said here, but I thought it was kind of funny. We'll move on.
She must have seen me as a threat to get, because obviously when I first come on, she did get her back up and she was like, it's like, wow, you know what I mean? I'm on here, don't want you on here. Because she'll think I'm going to take her thunder. Keep your thunder, love. Yeah, that's it. Money goes, money does, money. It's gone to her head. She's had that much of it. She just wants to come on and get more and more and more.
Well, in a shocking turn of events, it turns out maybe CLA has made her own family turn on her. Who could have seen that one coming? She is just normally such a nice person. But yeah, clearly this goes back a long time because she just seems to be echoing everything we've said in these CLA videos.
Money over morals, yeah, that's it. But in the end, it's all creeping up on her, innit?
Money over morals might be the tagline of every single UK TikToker. I mean, at least the ones we talk about. I'm sure some of the others are fine. But you know what? At least she's not done irreversible damage. At least she's not made a decision that she will probably regret for the rest of her life.
Like, my dad can't come and tell you anything now because obviously he's passed away, bless him. No, she didn't go to his funeral.
Yeah, to be honest, that just does kind of make me sad. Unfortunately, though, you can't say anything, but it is self-inflicted. It's her character, and clearly it's not going to change anytime soon. And by the end of this video, it has just all kind of descended into misery.
He doesn't want me, though. It doesn't matter if he wants me or not. I'm like a sister. Give me a hug.
Yeah, by this point, I don't feel a drop of empathy for her. Again, this is probably self-inflicted. If you don't know who Modine is, I'll show you a quick clip of these two together.
I'll show you about Jamaican.
Yeah, even in their happy moments, he looks like he wants to leave. Now, with Modine, I could probably make a whole video on him. I could at least make a video on Modine and CLA, because it does go pretty deep. But for now, it's looking like she's burnt that bridge, and it's not looking good.
I don't know, seeing him when I was fucking drunk as he was, I totally embarrassed myself. Always. I'd always embarrass myself.
Now, to be honest, I think that might be the scariest clip of the video. CLA showing self-awareness is something I wasn't even sure was possible. But clearly it's not, so maybe there is a way back. Comment and tell me what you think. Can CLA ever return to sanity? I'm not holding my breath personally, but it would be a good story, if nothing else. Either way, at the end of this video, I've got some bad news. It turns out that I am indeed the problem.
So you see all these haters and all the jealousy, they've ruined the app. You see all these dusty people that want to complain about me, Alpha Bar, all these other creators. They are the ones that have done this. They've destroyed the app. They've took everything off it. And if you can't see that from yourselves, then know what time it is.
Like and sub, or TikTok will be ruined forever.
A roots, darling. Booyaka. Hello, darling. Nostrils. A roots.
So somehow, that might not be the first predator CLA's gone live with. So jokes aside, if you've been catching up with the CLA lore over the last couple of weeks, well, you're going to know that CLA got arrested, and to be honest, it's not looking great. There is a lot of talk to be had on that front, but first, there's a bit more of a pressing issue, because police aside for the moment, there might actually be some vigilantes in CLA's postcode at the moment.
I'm going to have to keep the live on.
So judging by the caption, this is at 7 AM. I mean, if nothing else, this guy is an early riser. I do think CLA's address is public, and I can imagine that this does happen a lot. But she stuck her head out the window, and to be honest, what could go wrong? Yeah, so that is only slightly terrifying. Now, I think we can all probably agree that death threats aren't great. And to be honest, this might be the most visceral death threat I've ever witnessed. Like, normally they're just in DMs, and it never goes further than that. But this guy has turned up at 7 AM, so he does mean business. Just to shout it so viscerally in full view of everybody else on the street. I mean, clearly the guy is watching her live because he is responding to her. But yeah, anyone without that context thinks this guy is walking the street shouting threats at the air. That is kind of terrifying, and in fairness, CLA took it like semi-well.
I'm gonna get killed. Fucking dusty guy.
Now, the calmness involved in this reaction, my head is kind of spun. I've seen some conspiracy theories on TikTok and on Reddit, because yeah, I go on Reddit for these videos. If you don't think I'm dedicated, then that's your proof. On one hand, I can imagine that this probably does happen a lot to CLA, like her address is public. And I mean, with the people that frequent these streams, I would imagine that the extremists amongst them are pretty extreme. But on the other hand, she does just shrug it off. Again, I can't really speak to how desensitized she is to this, but with all that in mind, some people have said that maybe she set this up. Let me know what you think in the comments. All I can really say at this point is it wasn't me, and I have proof. At 7 a.m. in the morning, I am definitely asleep, and luckily that guy did never show his face again. But as you can probably expect, CLA did have a lot to say about this.
I had the police out last night and everything was a joke, man. I reckon it was a setup, like it was a setup, man. Dusty youths. Trust me, next time anyone does that, I'll throw the microwave on your head.
Now, in fairness to CLA, that would probably work. Decent content probably as well, but let's be real, you'd be looking at a long prison sentence. Either way, like, watching this clip, the thing that does trip me out is she clearly just isn't phased. And I'll be real, I don't even think she's acting. She just does not give a shit.
No one gives a fuck, sweetheart. Come outside my yard now, you little bumper clock. I'm ready, sweetheart. I'll fucking meet you downstairs. I don't care, box out any guy in my life. I don't care no more. Come, man, you wanna kill me? Let's go, motherfucker. Let's go.
Brave or stupid, if nothing else, it's definitely one of those two. I'll let you make your own mind up, because CLA after this, she quickly moved on. She had some rare moments of introspection, but it was about her own arrest.
You lot all know me, so there's nothing that you don't know about Chelsea Leon, sweetheart. You know I'm crazy. I've said the worst things in my life, but I don't mean nothing by it.
Now, in fairness, that's a pretty decent excuse. I love saying things and then afterwards saying that I didn't mean anything by them. And by the way, this isn't actually to say anything about her arrest, but just this line of thought in general is just so stupid. Convenient for her, but stupid nonetheless. But she went on to kind of talk about the circumstance of her arrest, and to be fair, she might have raised a few points.
Anyway, it is what it is, darling. The police, to me, seem like they just want to lock me up anyway, darling. Because to bring 7 officers to my house, darling, like, who am I, darling? I'm a woman on my own. 1 officer would have been enough.
Now, on one hand, nobody is denying what she said is disgusting, but on the other hand, committed 7 police officers to this is patently insane. My only defense would be is that might be the amount of police officers it takes to subdue CLA, because if she flies into a rage, she is too powerful. But there is, like, genuinely discussion to be had around this, so I would be curious as to what you think. But for now, CLA was just doubling down, and if she had a bit of humility, maybe this would seem better, but she seems to want to die on a hill that she has done nothing wrong at all.
Roots, darling. Everyone knows I'm not racist. You know, if I'd have said it and I was a racist person, then that's different, do you understand?
Now, none of us can see into CLA's head, thankfully, but again, this is a weird line of thought. Typically, if you say racist things a lot, then one could hypothesize that you might actually be racist. Just saying you're not racist is, like, kind of nonsensical in that regard. The only real defense might be that you were joking, but, like, we've seen the clips, you are not joking. I don't really understand personally, but she does seem to be married to this delusion, and it just does keep getting worse.
My son was cussing. He's like, what the f***? He goes, even that Dorchester thing, mum, he's gonna take in the piss. He goes, and as for this, man, he's like, what the hell, man? He's like, because you said the N-word. He's like, so what? It's not no big thing. He's like, do you know what I mean? He goes, I say it. He goes, my brother says it all the time, man. Like my other son says it all the time, but, you know, he goes, they used to say it to each other. No one gives a shit.
Now, personally, on principle, I can't take the word of anybody that makes noises like that. And in fairness, I am looking for logic where it literally cannot exist. The brain of CLA needs to be studied, but that is a task for another day. For now, we're just going to have to go via her words, although by her own standards, we cannot take anything she says to mean anything.
Everyone knows I'm not racist. You know, if I'd have said it and I was a racist person, then that's different, do you understand? But when you've said it on the basis that's your children and you're intoxicated and you're saying the N-word, I'll say it again in the singing word. I'll say it again.
Well, at least she's learned. Probably just don't say it again. Regardless of what you think about the arrest, you've kind of got to play the cards you're dealt. And CLA, you have been dealt a card that says go straight to jail, so maybe it would be in your interest to stop that from happening. You don't even need to do anything dramatic, just calm it down and don't escalate. But obviously, this is CLA, that is not going to happen ever. And for right or for wrong, she is going to die on this hill.
But if it's that bad, then they should bar the word, innit? But yeah, if you say it to someone and direct it, then obviously that's racist. But what I did is not racist. So I always know what time of day it is. Stop talking. No, I'm just saying that because my son was so vexed. He's like, what the hell, Mum? I can't believe it. I goes, yeah, it's just these stupid trolls, innit?
Well, you know what? Keep digging and maybe you'll find another excuse. Excuses aside though, CLA I don't think even intends to face the music because she wants to flee the country and surely this can only end well.
We need you on holiday, yeah. I'm going to be on holiday soon. I've just got to make sure that I sort out my bail conditions and all this and that. Because I'm on bail, innit?
And on its own, you know, this might be alright. She's at least respecting the conditions of the bail, but it turns out she might be trying to commit another crime. After a reconciliation in the past week, she is trying to take another individual abroad with her. And when you see who it is, it's gonna shock you.
Oh, I'm so excited. Alpha Bar's following me on Instagram. See, I know Alpha loves me. I'll take Alpha on holiday.
Yeah, so to take Elphaba abroad, you definitely need some kind of license. You might even need to put her in a baggage hold. This isn't even me being mean, I'm just looking out for CLA. If she gets arrested again, it's gonna be raps. But jokes aside, if you thought this was a comeback story for these two, I hate to break it to you, but the goodwill lasted all of about 20 seconds.
Maria would love it. I'll go on holiday with Maria. Okay, I'll just throw Alpha in the sea, sweetheart. She'll heal in the sea, I'm telling you, darling.
Yeah, so if you threw Elphaba in the sea, she would dissolve like a tablet. For the sake of just about everybody, don't do that. Either way, she is back in the content grind mindset again, and to be fair, we might actually be in for a treat.
She'll love it. Maria will be in heaven, darling. I think me, Alphaba, and Maria were good content. People like, the public like us together, so...
Now, I'll be real, saying the public love you together is a bit of a stretch. I mean, on one hand, we cannot look away, but it's more like an atrocity on the news. If a natural disaster happened, I wouldn't necessarily say the public loved it, but we would all be watching, and that is basically comparable to Elphaba, CLA, and Maria. Either way, CLA is very clearly desperate at this point in time, and crazily enough, it turns out this newfound interest in Elphaba, well, it might actually extend beyond CLA.
Even the police is asking me how is Alphaba. I mean, are you mad? They didn't ask about anyone else. They don't even know anyone else. They know Evil Queen's a naughty one, though. That she says the worst things ever. Because they've always known, you know. I'm flipping Alphaba. Is she alright? You know, I said, you know...
Now, these three being on the police's radar, I think we all could have seen this coming. Elphaba, for one, calls them like every 20 minutes. And CLA and Evil Queen, respectively, they are national security threats, really. But crazily enough, this isn't where it ends. Because CLA, somehow, is in more trouble with the law. And this time, it might be because she told a lie. It might be because she isn't as rich as she claims she is.
I know demands council tax. Guess how much for? £200. How is that a final not demand? Like 200 quid? Are you taking the piss, darling?
So if someone making 40 grand a month, this is a bit of a strange obstacle. But it turns out maybe that wasn't true. And it turns out maybe after all this time, CLA might finally be unraveling. Because she did actually let it slip how much trouble she's actually in. And to be honest, whatever way you cut it, it's not looking good.
I don't want to have no bills. I want everything to be legit. And yeah, I'm going to end up with no money soon. Because I've got about 30 grand to pay out now for everything. And yeah, it's just glad. I'm just gonna have to wait for that money to start coming in. Oh, it really is.
Yeah, so it's not looking good. I mean, she owes basically what she claims to earn, and it's clear to see, like, as I've made these videos, that the income is definitely going down. I think pretty universally, especially among UK TikTokers, the money is definitely down. There was a boom at one point, and they were definitely earning a lot of money. It was also probably inflated by agencies kind of just giving them a lot of gifts. So this might actually be the TikTok Great Depression. And to be honest, I don't really see much of a way out.
I need to behave.
Very responding. You should just don't be.
Oh, I need to win the leaderboard. I need to make about 40 grand. Oh, damn, that was hard.
Well, you know what, CLA, good luck. You might need it. To be honest, with everything else said, like, I don't actually see a way out. There is no way CLA is ever generating that kind of money again. We might have a generational kind of fall off on the cards here. And obviously, that's not necessarily what any of us want to see. But everything is now falling down. And I think CLA's birthday party the other day might just sum it all up.
No, I don't business because you've already destroyed my birthday by constantly telling me to cover up all the time. Do I look Muslim though? It's not too sexy. That's what you think. No, it's not sexy.
Well, you know what? At the end of all of this, at least we can agree on something. Subscribe, or I am going to transfer all of CLA's debt right to your bank account. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next one.
Come back. What you've done to me. And I'm gonna put you in jail, and you're gonna go to prison.
So I'll let you take a guess as to what followed this. It's probably not hard to work out. This week, CLA's got a little bit more trouble than usual, and to be honest, it's not looking good.
Apparently, he's been on the 21st of January.
Yeah.
It's alleged that he's been making racial remarks online.
No, I was on about my sons and I was intoxicated in alcohol.
Well, listen, Chelsea, alright, so the time now is 3:31, you're under arrest for that offence.
Alright, okay. No worries.
That is maybe the most polite acceptance of an arrest of all time. And the fact that is coming from CLA, I'm a little bit worried. She would shout at a gust of wind, and the fact that she is taking this so well, you would have to think that maybe she actually has done something wrong this time. And I say this time because she actually has been arrested in the past. We'll look at those a little bit later in the video, but first I want to focus on this arrest.
You do not have to say anything.
Can I just get some socks on?
Of course you can.
Alright.
Chelsea, 1 second.
Yeah.
Let's just do the caution.
Can I just go to the toilet as
May
well?
harm your defence if you do not mention.
But you know that's nothing racist, because it wasn't aimed towards anything.
Can I give you my lawyer's details as well?
Chelsea, of course you can, but I tell you what,
Yeah.
get your shoes on and whatnot.
You know my son's a mixed race.
Your Honour, I'm not racist. I've got mixed race sons. I mean, yeah, sure, but I also don't really understand what she's trying to say here. Just looking up what sort of set this off, she has made some terrible remarks. And there are so many bad remarks that I'm not actually sure what she's been arrested for. The thing with CLA is, it's kind of hard to search for the clips you're looking for. She is on TikTok Live so much that everything kind of gets buried in like a sea of her screaming in public. And I don't imagine it is like intentional from her. She doesn't have the brain for that. But it does work to kind of bury the stuff she said, because it really did take me a while to find. Either way, I did find some compilations floating about, and they are genuinely so bad that I can't show them on video. There is maybe one clip that I can briefly show, but when you take into account that this is the least egregious, well, you can probably imagine how bad these clips actually get.
No, who's he? Guys, call it. You've got thinking. No, you got nothing on me. Who's this guy? You're a waste man. I'm looking for my charger, man. You're a waste man. Your hotel's a disgrace to society. Better next time they employ some English people.
Yeah, so that might be all the perspective you need around this. And the biggest thing here is that this isn't a one-off thing. This is muscle memory for CLA. Her brain goes this way every single time, and this is a pattern. Definitely doesn't help her case that she records everything she says and does. But yeah, as you've seen, it finally did catch up to her because the police did come knocking.
Chelsea, honestly.
And oh man, so yeah, it's cool. But
I'm just telling you the allegations.
Alright, no worries.
Do you want to get your...
I need the toilet, guys. I'm getting arrested, guys.
Chelsea, do you want to just end your live?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
To me, having watched this many CLA clips, well, it is kind of telling how like calmly and accepting she is of the request to turn off the live. Normally, she would be spewing and trying to bite the face off anybody that said that to her, but clearly, because she's not doing that now, it might be because she might know she's crossed the line this time. And I say this time because crazily enough, this has happened in the past.
Okay, 1 second.
Hi, is that Miss Wheatley?
Yes.
Hi, it's the police here. We need to talk to you. Can you put your phone down for a second?
Yeah.
You can actually palpably hear the realisation in her voice.
Yeah.
To be fair, she might have known this was coming. This was back in 2023, but when you hear the reason for why she was arrested, well, the clearest of patterns is going to be established.
There's an allegation from a security guard that you've said, I'll quote what you've said, Britain for the British, foreigners go home, followed by...
No, that's absolute rubbish.
Followed by...
I never said that, officer.
Yeah, that does sound like CLA. As I said, this is muscle memory. The pattern is established, but again, she records everything she says, so every single piece of evidence is on the internet for everybody to see. But yeah, from the look of this video, there were like 6 to 8 officers that came out to deal with this. That might be overkill, but to be fair, the people on CLA's TikTok Live weren't helping.
Pigs!
You know I'm being trolled.
Leave her alone. Leave her alone, you little bacon. Get away from the TikTok, bro.
And that was strike 2, but there are actually more. When I say there are countless examples of CLA being arrested, it's not an exaggeration. There are actually countless.
Why is he looking in my house? Why? What for?
Just make sure that you're alright, man.
Of course I'm alright, officer. I'm famous and I'm being trolled and I'm going to the news about this. It's not even a joke, officer. You know they got me arrested. Trolls. For nothing.
Your Honour, yeah, fine. I might have been racist, but the trolls reported it, so it doesn't count. Again, any chance to mention she's famous? I'm not gonna lie, it's basically getting old at this point. So is CLA, to be fair, but that is beside the point. Either way, I'd kind of assumed she'd be, like, taken to Guantanamo Bay upon this arrest. Apparently not, though. In, like, the hours following this, she was sighted in the wild.
You know, we have one of the most hungry and lazy creatures on the planet. Is that the last...
By the way, that David Attenborough commentary, I didn't put that there. That was someone on TikTok. That's rude, and it's not funny. Okay, it's kind of funny. Yeah, as soon as we saw this, we knew she was out. I can imagine that one of her top gifters probably did pay the bail. Either way, though, following this, it wasn't long until she actually formally responded. And I say formally, she was in a dressing gown, and she was dancing around.
Hello guys, Roots. So yes, I just want to let you all know that I've been out. I've not been to court.
Well, it's good to see her look insane. I'm not really sure what's going on. For all I know, she could just be playing it up for the cameras. I mean, this is quite a big moment for her. There are eyes on her accounts at the moment. She might be looking for sympathy gifts, or maybe she just has genuinely lost it. Either way, we're gonna have to hear her out, really.
Yeah, absolutely, darling. And just to let you know, the police actually treat me really well. And quite a lot of the police officers knew me when I was in the police station.
The amount of times they've arrested you, I believe that. With that in mind, it's no surprise they treated you politely. They were just trying to keep your head on your shoulders, you know. You have quite a tendency to fly off the handle. But yeah, so far so good. She's not been racist yet, so that is a bonus.
So anyway, I'm just getting ready. A bitch like me. Oh. So yeah, absolutely. You know how it is, darling. Welcome to the new pad. Just settling in, you know how it is. Oh, great wardrobe collection, sweetheart. But yeah, absolutely. We're going up in the world, sweetheart. Let them talk. Because that's all they do.
Yeah, let them talk. Just probably don't let CLA talk. Every time CLA talks, she does get arrested. This is probably the longest recorded video of CLA not attacking or insulting someone. So yeah, maybe this arrest was a net positive and maybe everything is going to be okay forever. Maybe CLA has turned over a new leaf. Maybe she's a good person now. I mean, I'm sure by the time this video has been uploaded, she's already viciously attacked someone. But you know what? I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I will cross that bridge when we inevitably get to it. Now, I'll be real, when it comes to CLA, I thought that would be it for the week, but somehow, and I don't know how, it's not. It does actually kind of get crazier, and CLA, through some weird twist of fate, well, while she was live streaming, she basically lived through like a disaster movie. This actually is a disaster movie. You've got all the horns at the start, the suspense. This might be a simulation, and CLA, she might be the main character. Probably not, but it's a good storyline. Either way, this was the calm before the storm, because from this point on, everything just descended into madness.
Go, kids, come on. Sharif, quickly. There you come.
Yo, this is mad.
Sharif, quickly.
Quickly.
Come on.
Go through the back. Go through the back.
Come on. Oh, fuck.
It speaks for itself, really. All jokes aside, that photo does go pretty hard. Genuinely, that simulation theory might be true, because for this to happen while CLA was live, in her actual apartment block, what are the chances? And yeah, of course she was live, because she always is. And the craziest thing is, as she's running out, you can actually hear somebody slag her off for recording.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, there really is no days off.
You're right, my brother. Fuck, guys, look at my yard. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Mashallah. Oh, my God.
But like, this is a disaster movie. The whole area is basically in pandemonium. And luckily, or maybe unluckily for us, she is just recording everything.
Can you tell marketing? Can you get marketing, guys?
CLA, I'll level with you. Marketing are not going to be able to do anything in this situation. Forget marketing, you should probably run back upstairs yourself. You've actually left your tarantula up there, and to be honest, I don't see a good outcome for it. But yeah, I hate to break it to you, she wasn't thinking about the spider. Her priorities were wrapped up in other things.
I think my battery's gonna die as well, guys.
Listen, on one hand, I want to say never change. It's great content, but on the other hand, this is just insane. And even amongst like the survivors gathered outside, well, it didn't take long for her to start mentioning TikTok and the fact that she was live.
Mashallah, sister, man. I can't believe this. What the hell, man? No noises went off. No alarm. I was just live on TikTok. Nothing.
It really is any opportunity with CLA. If there wasn't a blazing fire going on in the background, I would almost respect it. Yeah, in all seriousness, as far as I can tell from the news, like, no one actually died, and maybe, I think 3 people got minor injuries. Ironically, the injuries weren't actually from the fire. It was just from CLA starting and random people on the street. But honestly, overall, I just can't believe this happened on CLA's doorstep. This ironically turned out to be good content for her, so maybe we should, like, investigate the source of the fire. Or maybe she just is the main character of the simulation. And on that note, there is, like, actual footage of her talking about how she is the chosen one.
I'm the one that's been sent and chosen from God. Even Modine said that. He's like, Chelsea, you are the chosen one.
Oh, so Modine said it. Yeah, let's cut to a clip of Modine. Well, you know what? Personally, I believe him. But yeah, I'll hear her out, because surely she's going to argue her case here.
Wait till a bitch is dark.
Well, you know what? Never mind. I don't know why I expected anything else from CLA. And with that said, I think this video is done. The CLA story is so crazy at this point, and it's going to keep getting crazier. Feel free to drop a sub, because I will be making videos on whatever happens next. And I'd say comment free CLA, but probably don't do that. Probably just comment, don't free CLA. In fact, we probably should keep her behind bars for the safety of everyone involved. But yeah, with all that said, I'll catch you in the next one.
Do you understand, darling?
So UK TikTok, it's a race to the bottom, and if you've watched any video on the subjects, you're gonna know that already. If you haven't, then lucky you, because you're about to meet 2 of the worst people in the world, and honestly, they might just change your perspective on just about everything.
Fucking who you are, then you be yourself, because you are gorgeous.
So this is Elphaba. Her behaviour and her actions are so egregious that a lot of us thought she wasn't real. As you're gonna see later in the video, the catalyst for these crazy actions, well, it does look like it was darker than any of us previously thought, because some stuff came out this week, and honestly, it's kind of groundbreaking. But first, we need to meet her counterpart, because she is just as bad, if not worse.
No one cares about the Wi-Fi!
The red on her face, I've never seen rage this palpable. This is CLA, or Chelsea Liart, and to be honest, I'm kind of terrified of her. She's about twice Elphaba's age, but to be honest, I think they are on the same level, really. And honestly, these 2 are so egregious that I wasn't even sure if they were real. But clips that can only be described as found footage have started to emerge, and the prospect that these 2 are real humans walking around in public, well, it is just a little bit terrifying. Yeah, I think that look of shock is probably justified. If I saw Elphaba in public, I would probably look similar. Because even beyond how unique she is, there are many reasons to steer clear of Elphaba. I'm not even talking emotionally, I am talking medically. And again, we'll get to that a little bit later, because first, we got to look at these 2. Because at one point, they actually were on good terms.
Oh, darling. Look at the coat. She's absolutely gorgeous. And just to let you know, she doesn't smell. Gorgeous.
Yeah, that might be the most backhanded compliment of all time. I mean, I'm sure Elphaba will take it, considering what's said later on in the video. Well, this is probably about as nice as it got. But yeah, for a time, things on UK TikTok were great. The money was coming in, and for CLA and Elphaba, this was a great thing.
She's now the queen.
I'm not gonna lie, at first I thought she was just terrified of the lion, but apparently not. Apparently getting a lion on TikTok is a lot of money. Before everything fell apart, this wasn't even a rare occurrence. This can only be described as a money-making glitch, but as you can probably tell, it's not for the right reasons. And this wasn't just limited to Alpha, but arguably CLA was doing it better. And granted, the people gifting this, I have no idea who they are. If I was a betting man, I'd probably bet on it being a kid that's stolen his mum's credit card. But there might be real people, there might be actual adults that are giving thousands of pounds to random TikTok people.
Wow, John! Holy shit! Wow, John! Oh my god!
Now for 30 universes, I'm reading in the TikTok comments that this is about 15 grand. And I mean, it's never a good idea to believe every single thing you read on TikTok. In fact, as a rule of thumb, it would probably be intelligent to kind of take the opposite to be true. But if she really did just get donated 15 grand for doing just about nothing, well, the writing should have been on the wall that this was going to end badly. And I mean, if nothing else, her reaction is interesting. Whatever you do, don't watch this next clip with your eyes closed, because it will take on a whole new meaning.
John! Whoa! I can't breathe, John! John! Whoa!
Yeah, I really wish my brain never made that observation, but it did, so you have to live with it too now. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, this was about the peak, and we're like 3 minutes into the video, so for this to be the peak, you know it gets bad. I use this term very loosely, but Elphaba and CLA can basically be summed up as entertainment. And entertainment, as a general rule of thumb, it kind of needs to keep escalating. Think of like a TV show. If it stayed on the level of season 1 for the whole thing and didn't up the ante, well, you're not gonna watch it all the way through. The same's true here, and these two quickly found themselves needing to exacerbate their reactions.
Ow!
That is quite literally me when Elphaba does something egregious and I get to make a video on it. Yeah, as you can probably expect, this can't last forever. I mean, on the scale of TikTok life, things can only get so crazy. And once the positive well dried up, well, it quickly had to turn to negativity. And the filter these two had on it quickly started to fade.
Scary. Good. I hope I'm scaring the life out of you. Fucking get scared and get very effective.
When I said the filter was slipping, I kind of meant it metaphorically and not physically. But you know what? If the shoe fits, the shoe fits. Yeah, by this point, I think it's pretty fair to say that these two were addicted to donations. And one of the first telltale signs of this was that their mood was entirely tied to getting donations.
No, I'm not. I've got a lot of work to do on myself. I've got anger issues. Danny. Oh, hello, gorgeous.
The change is palpable, but if anything, it's funny and not that serious. Unfortunately, this was just an indicator, because soon after this, things went massively downhill. And I think taking the perspective that these people are genuinely addicted to getting donations, well, really, it explains the terrible behaviour we're about to see.
If you're not getting out your cash, then fuck off. Get out of my life. Get out. Out! Out!
Much like the DH filter, the mask has fully slipped, and there's kind of no nuance here. Either you act respectably or you completely lean into the disrespectful persona. The disrespectful one makes more money at the end of the day, so you can probably guess what happened after this. And this change wasn't limited to CLA. I mean, Elphaba lasted a little bit longer.
Enter your details and voila, be done. That's how. If you give to me if you can. I don't want you giving me your money if you are surviving on that money. Do you get what I'm saying?
Thank you so much for this, Elphaba. I was going to make my kids go without food for a couple days, but you taught me round, so fine. I won't donate. As you're going to see, this was entirely veiled. Like, realistically, she does not care. There's one thing in recent memory that absolutely shows this. TikTok has a subscription feature, and unknown to anybody that had subbed, well, Elphaba changed the fee from 5 quid to 50 quid.
My subscribers, you don't need to subscribe to me next month. If you can't afford it, don't. It was an accident. I can't change it back either, so.
Shrugging and doing that face is something you do when you see someone you vaguely know on the street. It's not something you do when you trick people into giving you £50 a month. It's worth emphasising that in the UK, we are in like a cost of living crisis. With that in mind, £5 can be manageable, but £50 has the potential to be catastrophic. And given that she claimed it was an accident, was Elphaba eager to fix this problem?
I'm gonna probably message. I'll probably message TikTok like on the support thing and ask.
She said she will probably ask TikTok support to fix the issue, and this amount of concern is just so groundbreaking to me. And this only really strengthens the claim that she is addicted to donations. It's like with any addiction, once somebody gets their hand on the thing that they need, they will not care thereafter. Like, they've got it in their hands, so everything else is a side note. The exact same can be said about CLA as well. The concern and responsibility is below rock bottom.
Well, she's been sending me gifts, darling, so no one cares if she's underage. Anyway, I'm a mother, darling.
I have no idea what this means. There is absolutely no logic to this defense, but it is CLA and it is Elphaba, so really you can only expect that. But yeah, this continued for a while. The ranting and the begging just got worse.
TikTok, my fucking TikTok, who I work for, you owe me about 10 universes for fucking making you all this money, sweetheart.
This would be like me telling YouTube they owe me subs for making videos. It quite literally doesn't work like that, but logic transcends people like CLA. And in fairness, it's probably a good business model. I might even start doing it with likes and comments. If you don't leave a comment on this video, then I am going to do a CLA. And doing a CLA could mean so many different things. And to be honest, I think that's why this strategy might be so effective. But yeah, in all honesty, I would probably rather do a CLA than do an Elphaba. Doing an Elphaba, well, as you're about to see, I would probably not wish that on my worst enemy.
What do I have? I have scabies, which is microscopic bugs that burrow under your skin and just bite you. And they can be passed from fabric, like if you sit on a tube, right? They'll pass on to you as well.
So the scabies incident, beyond being disgusting, it was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. And to call it a straw is probably disingenuous. It's probably better described as like a rock. But yeah, it turned out pretty catastrophically that CLA and Elphaba were together around this time. And the realisation setting in with CLA is absolutely gold.
It's not like you guys have been like hugging each other for like an hour, do you know what I mean? It takes a lot of physical contact, but it's just good to be cautious. Yeah. If you actually read it, yeah, you don't just get it by like hugging someone, by like high-fiving them. But just the fact that they're sitting about, it's a bit...
I mean, everything else aside, I've got to give CLA her flowers at some point. Her comedic timing is unbelievable. But yeah, at this point in the clip, I don't think she really knew what scabies were. She went home and looked it up, and the results weren't great.
According to the NHS website, scabies is an itchy skin condition caused by tiny mites burrowing into your skin.
Oh my God, I feel sick. I feel sick, man.
Luckily, given this news, Elphaba was quite apologetic. I mean, it's never great when you pass on parasites to your mate, but it's nothing you can't work through. But yeah, if you're not accustomed with Elphaba by this point, then I hate to break it to you, but I was joking. Elphaba's response to CLA maybe having scabies, well, it might be the worst response of all time to anything.
She's got scabies because I passed it on to her, so she'll actually get a taster of my fucking skin condition, won't she? She won't fucking be laughing now, will she? Serves she fucking right, Chelsea, for laughing at my skin condition, making fun of me and actually like trying to fucking degrade me. Well, then you got scabies now, darling, so there you go, enjoy it. You'll be itching for a whole fucking few weeks and you won't be liking it. Hope my bugs attack you properly.
I mean, it's kind of funny, but it is also kind of horrific. And it's no wonder that this did happen, given their whole history over the course of the past couple of years. I have no idea how they've ever called each other friends. They have seemingly hated each other the whole time.
What are you talking about? You never used to get no gifts until I trained you.
That's not true.
I was one of your top gifters. Stop running your gums and get the fuck out of my house, darling. Don't think you're bad because you're not. Get out.
The funniest thing to me is that by this point in the story, these two are so addicted to gifts, and this is even reflecting on the way they speak. Like, their main insults to each other are gift related, and these arguments seem to happen every time these two were together, which would make you question why they ever met up in the first place. But the answer to that is there is potential for gifts for both of them. But yeah, as if anybody ever expected anything different. Well, it ended in tears 100% of the time.
Yeah, we need to keep watch. What you think? She's getting her bags on.
Yes, we've got to keep filming.
Shepherd's Bush, darling.
And yeah, we've spoken about it before, but kicking somebody out in London at 2:30 AM, well, it doesn't take a genius to work out that might not be ethical. But if you came to this video expecting virtue from either of these two people, well, I'm sorry, but you are going to be very disappointed. Because after this happened, they basically became villains.
Darling, right, so now we're going to get all the gifts and focus on the money instead of the hate, because you're not worth my time. So for our hand heart, I'll give you a follow and a shout out on the live stream. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to root for someone who, even when they're the victim in a situation, still acts like this. And don't take any of this as me trying to defend Elphaba, because her depravity on the front of getting gifts, it knows no bounds.
Right, let's ignore the hate. They don't exist to us. We need to go to America, guys. Focus on it. Send me to America. I'll vlog it all.
Some of these clips are just so funny in like a second-hand embarrassment type of way. Anytime she's not the centre of attention or getting loads of gifts, well, she will just kick off differently, and it's never a good watch. For her, at least. For us, it is pretty funny.
On my live stream, if you wanted to give someone else, you can, but don't encourage other people to get gifted because it is my live stream. Watch it. Gift me. No, don't gift her my team. My team stays here. Thank you. Oh, I can't be fucking out. My trolls are trying to troll me, so I'm just no, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Go away.
It is genuinely like when you're playing football as a kid and the kid that brought the ball just takes it home because he's pissed off. If Elphaba's not getting the gifts and it's locked off, there is no fun or money to be made. And it is just so sad, but it's not limited to Elphaba. CLA is in on this too.
I am going. You're too fucking slow. Light up the screen right now.
Yeah, she is like in her 40s. You are pushing 50. You can't be acting like this anymore. And really, there's no justification. It's just absurdly painful. Imagine coming home from school and your mum is in her room doing this. I can't think of anything worse, but apparently it is making a lot of people a lot of money.
So I was on the phone to London TikTok HQ. They're a part of some Chinese agency. So CLA and Elphaba, right? They're linked to this Chinese agency called Galaxy. Okay, I'm gonna expose everything.
Well, it took her a little while to get to the point, but it seems these two are propped up by like actual agencies. And at face value, it's not weird for someone on social media to be represented by an agency. On its own, it's not a conspiracy theory. But Elphaba being Elphaba, she actually leaked it herself. If she hadn't actually done this stream, then it would have remained a conspiracy theory. But she did herself put them on full blast, and it really does explain a lot.
Do you want to see what my agency said? I'll show you. They're pressuring me to make you pressure send gifts. Do you want to hear what TikTok is? Do you want to hear?
I mean, it is kind of ironic because she was obviously doing this before any agency came about. It is a great excuse, to be fair. I didn't think Elphaba had that much IQ. Either way, though, the details are very interesting.
Hi dear, I just checked our package and you are ranked 3 now. You are number 1 in the community previously, right? I think you need to make more live streaming these days. In case that someone else will surpass you in the last day.
So here, obviously, she's getting pushed on to get more donations. And it's not really like she needed a push, to be honest. I think she was more than capable of begging on her own. But when companies get involved, there becomes like a mandate for these things. And with the knowledge that both Elphaba and CLA are under these structures, well, it is no wonder that the intensity of their gift chasing has increased over time.
And they said to me, dear, you can give your strong support to these 2 gifts. Here. Which is the... And I said, I don't want to be pressuring people to send those. Hold on.
Not gonna lie, there is something hilarious about Elphaba taking a stance here. Actions speak louder than words, and we have seen her behaviour in the past. To me, at least, she is only showing this message to look good in front of her TikTok live. But despite that, the takeaway here is that a lot of these egregious TikTokers, they probably have agencies just giving them the worst possible advice behind the scenes. And it would definitely explain this race to the bottom that is currently going on. But either way, these people are individuals. They need to take responsibility for the things they do online. And with that said, that is probably the business model for these agencies, because the people we're expecting to take responsibility have no idea about anything.
The council tax is £289 a month. What the fuck is this tax thing? I'm like, what on earth? Like, is that normal?
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
How is that hundreds a month? I thought it was like tenner. Fucking hell, that's not nice, is it? That's mean. That's so mean to you. Oh my god, bless you.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin your life or anything, but you also have to pay council tax. If I was you, I would probably check the post, because you might have a few letters. There have been other rumours of Elphaba avoiding tax, and if you know anything about that, then drop it in the comments. But yeah, this is quite bad.
Wait, does that go in with the rent? Oh yeah, I think I know why now. If it goes in with the rent, that makes sense.
It is Elphaba, so I don't know why I expected anything more, but it does still hurt every time. And the council tax stuff, it is scratching the surface, I'm not even going to lie to you. It seems universally that she just has no idea about anything.
Have a bath maybe once a week, and then get it to 2 days a week, you know, and then get more and more and more. It's a slow process, it takes time. These things can't happen overnight.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, they quite literally can. And it doesn't end there, it is just a little bit of a hard watch.
Not 3 days. And that's normalise. Normalise wearing a top for 2 days, please.
I think at the end of the day, you should just be able to do what you want. I mean, as long as you stay like 10 metres away from me, but yeah, sure, if you meet that condition, well yeah, feel free to do whatever you want. And to be honest, you never really know what somebody's going through. I mean, with Elphaba we do, because she streams everything, but I think this is more of a reflection on the companies. Either way, CLA is a little bit better on this front. She understands tax and hygiene, she's got her one ticked off. She just kind of beefs with anyone she meets out in public.
Hey, what are you going to do? Rude. What did I do apart from talk? So what? Listen, we don't need a drama. Link up TV roots. I'm Chelsea Leon. I'm worth £43 million. Do I look like I'm famous?
Incredibly down to earth and incredibly humble. I'd love to say we could leave these two in 2023, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So drop a sub, because I'm sure there are plenty more to come. This is such a long running rivalry, and I feel like at some point somebody has to win. So comment down below who you think that's going to be. For me, I'm not going to lie to you, I think it might be Elphaba. She has age on her side, and she also has scabies. And I think regardless of who wins out of these two, it's us that are going to be the losers. So drop a sub, we might as well suffer together. And with that said, I'm going to go beg for some donations on TikTok Live. Yeah, that is my face when I terrorise my neighbours for months on end. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a CLA video, and to be honest, at this point, I kind of miss her. I mean, it's in a Stockholm Syndrome-y type of way, but they all count, probably. But either way, somebody that doesn't miss her when she's away is her neighbour, because as you've seen, he's finally snapped, and to be honest, I don't blame him.
Carry on banging and I'll send the footage to the council. Alexa, stop!
In fairness, Alexa then did stop. Unfortunately, CLA didn't do the same. And I mean, the irony of threatening to report to the council is hilarious. I mean, especially when you see what else she's been up to in the last couple of weeks. But to be honest, overall, I'm just kind of surprised at how level-headed she is here. She's not shouting and screaming, so that might be a positive development. I mean, there's a low bar, but we will take the wins we can get at this point.
It's my fault that the phone fell on the floor. Is it my fault that my phone fell on the floor?
Yeah, never mind, she switched again. I mean, 15 seconds might be a new record for CLA. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get angrier quicker. Like 1 second she will be smiling, and then the next she is in full rage mode. It is kind of terrifying, but as long as you keep your distance, I reckon you'll probably be fine. I mean, no promises, but probably is pretty decent odds. Unfortunately, not everybody got this message, because people did start turning up to our house in the last week. Yeah, so obviously I don't need to tell you that going to someone's house and harassing them is bad, but whoever this is, they are very brave. If you catch CLA on a bad day, she will come for you. I mean, if you catch her on a good day, she still will probably come for you. Luckily for him, though, she only called the police. And as you're about to see from this, quite frankly, deranged conversation, we can at least rest easy knowing that CLA is never going to change for any reason whatsoever.
Police, what's your emergency?
Oh, hi, darling. I'm TikTok famous.
I actually should expect this from CLA every single time at this point, but I'm not going to lie to you, it's still funny like every single time I see it. I think she might actually be incapable of entering a conversation without saying she's famous. She could be in mortal danger and she would still find a way to slip that into the conversation.
And I'm on live now and I'm sat in my property and I've got people screaming outside my house and it's all recorded on my live. I'm Chelsea Leon, also known as Leanne Feely.
Yeah, she's really hammering that one home. It's strong branding, to be fair. Unfortunately, it is also very annoying. But you win some and you lose some in this game. To be honest, I probably could learn a thing or two from her. So if you don't drop a sub, then I'm going to do a CLA. That might be an empty threat, but you'll never know. That aside, though, what we do know is that CLA, she's just going to keep waffling.
Do you want police to attend?
Well, if they're going to carry on screaming, because, you know, obviously I've got neighbours that are going to be hearing all this.
Yeah, if we've learned anything from the first clip, is that CLA really does care about her neighbours. And you'd think it couldn't get any stupider, but obviously it does. I mean, that might be the only thing you can be certain of when it comes to CLA.
Okay, what's your location?
I'm Root Stallions on TikTok. If you can watch my live, you can see me on there because I'm live on the actual... I've got 3,000 people watching me now.
Yeah, so this is stupid at this point. I mean, we've seen Chronically Online before, but this might be another level. For that to be your default response in this situation, it's just kind of worrying, to be honest. And God forbid it was worse, which we have seen in some of the other TikTok videos. I'd say somebody should take away her phone, but I think TikTok did actually beat us on that one. And honestly, at this point, I'm not even sure if it is a good thing.
I've just got blocked, yeah, for violence and criminal, whatever it's saying. And I've lost my appeal or whatever. Because they make me react and say things. And you know, I'm fuming with what's going on this app.
She's fuming, so that makes a change. I mean, as we have seen in every single CLA video, she is just always angry. And to be honest, I don't blame her, you know. A lot of the stuff on TikTok is pretty awful. Unfortunately, she is part of the problem. And once she realises that, I think she might become a little bit too powerful.
And when I start going a bit cuckoo, then it's no one cares if I'm on camera. No one gives a shit no more. In real life, it'll just be 10 times worse. Alexa, pause. In real life, we all say the worst things.
Well, yeah. I mean, not all of us, but sure. I don't really get what point she's trying to make here. Maybe that her absolutely unhinged behaviour is now normalised on TikTok. And to be honest, I think that might strengthen the case against her. I mean, this is self-sabotage by this point, and we're only at the second clip. But I'll hear her out, because surely she's going to put up a good case.
Yeah, I'll say I'll booyaka the head off you. I don't mean it. It's just that you've just made me say that. So no one gives a shit, darling. Because you can never get me for that. I'm way too up and crazy mentally on paper. So you've got no chance.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I don't know what getting booyaka'd means. But honestly, I'm not going to risk it.
You know, and to be quite honest, right now, if I want to put myself back on benefits, I can. Because I'm actually unfit to work. And, you know, everything that I'm going through on this thing as well, I leak my address, this, that, every day, bullshit, people hating on me, people making videos saying I'm not going to America, it's all darling.
I can only hope she's not referring to me. If you are, then I am terrified, scared for my life, and I'm probably going to delete my channel. I mean, there definitely is an irony involved in saying that she's going to go back on benefits. This is a person that claims to make 40k a week off TikTok. If your tagline is I'm rich or I'm famous, I think those might be off the cards. People in this country actually need them, and one of those people isn't CLA. I mean, I don't even know what she would buy by the looks of her house, maybe art. Let's give them to people that need them, maybe not CLA. But yeah, as you can probably imagine, this account deletion, it led to some anger on CLA's part, as if we needed it anymore. But you know what, we're just gonna have to deal with it now.
Half these little nerds requesting me. You've got one person watching you and you're making my life crash. I'll take them all down. Imagine being an absolute hole like that.
Just so nice. I mean, why wouldn't people want to give her their money? Seems like a great deal to be insulted on TikTok Live. And I've seen people give her like thousands of pounds at once. I mean, this is Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know how so many people have it, but to be giving this creator money, it just seems deranged to me. If somebody can enlighten me in the comments why people do this, because personally, I just can't think of a reason. But we'll get back to the CLA clips, because she then did go outside.
So no one cares. Stay away from me, you absolute weirdos. Roots.
Honestly, when I'm making these videos, my self-esteem just drops by like half. Every single one of these videos is her insulting the camera. This actually does feel personal. Again, it makes me question why anybody even gives her money, but I guess some questions just can't be answered. Luckily for everybody else, she then did go home, but her rampage, unfortunately, it wasn't over.
So dumb, man. They don't know where they're going.
Get off the bike. Ring my buzzer right now.
You really hope that isn't like a euphemism. I mean, I really, really hope that isn't a euphemism. And I think by this point we know that she really does hate delivery drivers. I mean, something must have happened in the past because this hate is completely unprecedented.
No one has ordered nothing. Leave me alone because I'm live on TikTok and everyone can hear you. Otherwise, I'll put the camera in your face and come downstairs. Leave me a fucking alone!
This is the most calm and reasonable CLA clip of all time. If you're a delivery driver of any kind in London, probably just retire. I mean, it's not worth it at the best of times, but imagine being on a shift and at the very end going to CLA's house. I honestly can't think of anything worse.
The guy is round the other side. He's across the road and he's telling me that I've given the wrong address. Hey, no one give you the wrong address. Your ass can't find it. Now I'm going to cuss you when you come watch. He's not even getting off the bike.
So, I should expect this from CLA. I don't know why I don't, but every single time it's just infuriating. We all probably know somebody that does act like this in real life, but typically none of them stream it. And that's where CLA's different, to be putting this on the internet. And I mean, under no duress, she does this for fun at this point. Behaviour like this is so unhinged.
Right, my building's there. You're here, man. Is he going to ring my buzzer or not? This is really annoying me.
Again, it really does sound like a euphemism, and I really don't want to imagine that. I mean, I don't think anybody wants to imagine that. Judging by how she's speaking to him, I think the Uber Eats driver also doesn't want to hear that.
It's still sat on the bike. Get off the bike, man. Oh my gosh, these people.
She is just so fuming at everything. This is stupid by this point. Honestly, there's got to be something that like calms her down. But I don't think there is, because this continues for the whole stream.
It's torture trying to speak to... Just ring the goddamn buzzer. I'm having to tell him I've arrived. Ring the buzzer. Got it.
Have you ever ordered something from Uber Eats? They say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I'm sorry, but ordering Uber Eats and expecting good service is kind of insane. And if you're ordering it like every week at this point, I think you should probably expect that. And I mean, sure, if you pay money, you can expect better. There's got to be some type of standard involved. But by the way, there is the option of walking to the shop. I know you think you're famous, but you're not going to get mobbed. I don't think anyone would recognise you. Maybe the neighbour from the start of the video, but that's about it.
I know, don't say I'm on live. I don't say my address. Can you give me the shop here? I'm live. I've got thousands of people listening. I'm famous. Give me my shop here.
Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. This is arguably the most entitled TikToker of all time. I mean, I've compared it to Elphaba, and Elphaba in her own right is pretty crazy, but it's more of like a disgusting crazy. With CLA, it's just outrageous. The guy's just doing his job, and she screams in his face when he gets to her door. I mean, his eyes are probably watering. The smell probably did hit him as well. And it's just the fact that in every interaction, she always slips in that she is famous. Again, it goes back to the quote, if you were really famous, you wouldn't have to tell everybody. But honestly, we'll give it to her, because with the way that everything's looking, well, to be fair, she might just need that. Either way, for somebody that says they're rich and famous as much as CLA, she doesn't actually seem to be rich or famous.
Fucking hell, I've got bills to pay, darling. Now I've got the water bill, 500 quid. I've got debt collectors calling Thames Water, they want their cash.
TikToker pay your bills on time challenge. I mean, it isn't possible. It's just never happening. For somebody that claims they make upwards of 40k a month, a £500 water bill does seem like a massive issue for her. Maybe, and I'm just throwing this one out there, maybe she was lying. And yeah, I hear what you're saying. That would be the first time a TikToker has ever lied. There is a first time for everything. Hopefully we get a first CLA interaction without her saying that she's rich and famous at some point. I mean, it's pretty hopeful, but I think it will happen eventually. But she went to a restaurant recently, and unfortunately that wasn't one of those times.
I literally, like, I'll be like half an hour maximum.
I understand that, but still, I cannot send anyone without paying, madam. I cannot.
Yeah, but I'm famous.
But
There's a difference.
Yeah.
I'm famous. There's a difference. I mean, this would be bad enough if she was actually famous, but knowing it's CLA, it just kind of makes it funny in a pathetic way. Again, this is another example of somebody that claims to be rich. If you were rich, then why can't you pay 60 quid? And it's not even like this charge has sprung up on her. She's consciously gone to a restaurant, eaten a full meal. It's only at the end of it that the bill becomes a problem. Conspiracy theory, but I think CLA might not actually be rich. But you know what? At least she's gracious about it.
Okay, but
yes, well, I'm famous. Chelsea Liot, Google me. Chelsea Liot.
I will Google you after.
Google me now.
I've got billions of views, darling. I'm a millionaire.
Billions of views, a millionaire, but they can't front a £60 bill. I mean, that does actually make sense, to be fair. CLA, I can only believe you. Unfortunately, the guy that worked at the restaurant didn't, and CLA, she wasn't happy about this.
The way that he's just treated me as well was so out of order. I'm telling the guy.
Yeah, he's an absolute disgrace. I mean, to expect you to pay for a meal which you have quickly eaten, that is absolutely unbelievable. CLA, you've done the right thing. Thank you for speaking up about this.
Me go and get my my card. It's declined, brother. The guy's like, I can't let you go without. I'm famous. I'm not gonna do that. I make 40k a week on TikTok. Do I look like a broke bitch?
I'm not gonna lie to you, CLA. You kind of do. I mean, let's believe your delusion that you make 40k a week for just a second. There is no way that you can't front that bill. The only explanation is that she just enjoys fucking with working class people. And for somebody that came from that background, she should kind of be ashamed of herself. And it's not an isolated incident. I mean, we've seen so many examples of this. I've done a couple of videos on it before, and I mean, she just does this routinely. At this point, this just has to be premeditated for interactions, and it's not like that was hidden in plain sight or anything, but it is just depressing.
I know we've got to pay for water. I understand. I'm not disputing the fact, but it's the fact that they based it on me paying all that money. But I'm just gonna pay it. It's fine.
I mean, I don't even know what she's saying at this point. I don't think it actually makes sense. She uses water but doesn't want to pay for it. That can only be described as a CLA moment.
61 quid for a water a month. That's ridiculous. I just live off bottled water. I've never paid for water in my life.
Yeah, good luck showering with bottled water. I mean, that might tell you everything you need to know about CLA. I'll let you make your own minds up, you know. No commentary required here. But maybe she's a bit more similar to Elphaba than we thought. Yeah, I think at this point we might know. But yeah, by this point, it was presumably getting to all of this stress. I mean, it's everything that she's put on herself, but that doesn't matter. I don't think CLA knows the definition of accountability, but she quickly learnt it through other means, because she came on stream and she was crying about being famous, and it's arguably the most CLA thing of all time.
No, have I done the right thing or have I done the wrong thing? It's too late now, isn't it? You know, I can't go back to being just like someone no one knows, innit? It's too late.
Yeah, this is a type of mental illness that we've never seen before. I mean, it raises a good question. At what point do you go too far with TikTok? Can you ever go back to a normal job when you've tasted the heights of skipping out on 60 quid bills? I'm not sure you can, and I think CLA realised she might have peaked with TikTok Live.
You know, there's no way that can start. Like, even my mentality, everything. I couldn't go back and live up north. I couldn't do that because of my mentality. I'm London now. I can't go out. I can't, because it's just how it is, man. So, you know, you can't go backwards, man.
You can't go backwards. CLA 2024, somebody that goes backwards further every single day. I mean, respect. The lack of self-awareness is almost enviable. I wish I could live life with such little self-awareness. Unfortunately, I can't. And I think if you're watching this video, you might feel the same way. But honestly, I don't want to end the video on a sour note. I wanted to find like a positive twist to the CLA tale. And I found one. I mean, it is very much a stretch, but it's a happy ending, kind of.
I get autograph, please.
Oh, I don't have time for this, sweetheart. A bitch like me's got shit to do. #1 in the UK. Roots. Know what time it is.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, but the positive takeaway here is she hired a car. Like and sub, or she will drive that car to your address.